Hello, chat. If everyone could make a bunch of noise so I know if the audio works, because then chat will tell me if the audio is
Let's
working.
see.
Woohoo!
Fun fact. Wait,
We could use
trying
some.
to think of a fun fact.
It's not a great day for fun facts.
Audio is working.
Yay!
Hey.
Sun rises, everyone dies.
Oh, the end.
That
This
was a quick
game,
stream.
yes.
I mean, you warned us there might be railroading, but yeah, okay. That's fine.
That was quick.
So yes, this is Magic Fish Radio. We stream tabletop RPG games on Tuesdays and Saturday nights. Tonight is the series finale of Eldritch Adversaries, which I still have spelled wrong on the overlay. Well, bleep.
It's fine. It's now a feature rather than an issue. It's an inside joke.
Yeah, let's go with that. I'm just the channel producer there, so that's my problem. But I'm not the GM tonight, which is awesome. Next week, we start a 4-part Alien the RPG game.
Yep.
Where we might, it might be a future rule of the Tuesday night games that we have to have feline NPCs so that all the noise behind John makes sense. Or just distracts us less. And of course now they're completely silent, as we suspected. So I have to do this every game now. Okay. No, that's fine. Every beginning of every Tuesday night from now on, I will promise ridiculous cat noises, and then they won't happen. I've cracked the code. Anyway, and this Saturday we're doing Exit to Eden, A World of Darkness and Space, which is my ridiculous NWAD sci-fi game. But right now it is wait, I should make a list of producer things I have to say. Yeah, follow us. Well, don't subscribe. We have nothing to offer subscribers. Join our Discord. Join our Discord. Damn it, join our Discord. Thank you, mods. Because any future casting calls we have Aliens for 4 weeks, and then we have G.I. Joe for 4 weeks, and then we will have another short campaign, TBA, and once we do, we may need players for it. Because the whole point of the Tuesday night game was supposed to be a round robin of short campaigns, so John can live out all of the fantasies on his bookshelf. Well, the gamer part of the bookshelf. Sorry, John. But yes,
Not your fault.
Like most GMs, we all have way more games on our tabletop RPG bookshelf than we have time or players to play them, and this year we will fix that. We will play
It
all
also
the
doesn't
games.
help that sometimes your regular players don't want to play the game you're interested in playing. This way, you all have no choice. You signed on for this.
Well, I mean, we're not that strict on this channel, but yeah.
Can I revisit the contract?
No.
Honestly, the only part of it that quantifies as a contract is, did you read the above paragraph? Yes.
Shit, I knew I shouldn't offer to firstborn.
Wait. Which one did you Okay. How do you tell if someone's hacked your Google account? Anyway, it has been a rough day in American news, so let's get with the rampant vampirism and escapism. But yes, join our Discord. And we have, you can buy buffs and nerfs for the players and the GM using channel points instead of cash. Because there's an apocalypse going on, and we want you to be able to buy food. And this channel was not made to turn a profit, so let's just do this for free. So that everyone can have a good time and eat food. So yes, you can buy +1s for the GM or the players. You can buy willpower points that the players can use to refresh our willpower pools when we spend them. Turn one bestial failure into a messy critical. And the spaceship name thing is for Saturday. Don't worry about that. Unless you do watch on Saturdays, or you want to, but can't, and you want to suggest a name for the cruise spaceship, which has not actually been named yet. And just, well, what? I'm sorry. My phone. No one calls me on my cell phone. Now, what? Okay. I'm having a very ADHD day today. But yes, players, we currently have 12 +1s in the pool, 3 willpower, and 3 crit conversions. The GM has 21 +1s. So chat, please spend your channel points today. We might need it, because this is the end game.
We are here for chaos.
And
Long live chaos.
chaos. Long live bad decision theater. Bad idea theater. No, it's bad decision theater and bad idea island. There we go. Over to you, John. John is the GM. GM John.
Good evening, thank you, and welcome. I am John, your resident storyteller for this evening. I will be guiding you through the final chapter of our rampage across Europe during the Roaring Twenties and the potential fall of mankind. Because the Bali are acting uppity. How uppity are they acting? How far has their conspiracy actually spread? Well, maybe we'll find out by the end of this. Maybe we won't. We'll see. But in the meanwhile, let's run ourselves through our resident coterie for this final adventure. We may see these characters again if we revisit V5. We may not. But for what is, as of right now, their final run, Fennec, if you would so kindly, please.
Hey y'all, I'm Fennec Foxfire. I use she, her pronouns. You can find me pretty much anywhere at the Fennec Wolf. I'm playing Eleanor the Tzimisce, the very bubbly and perky Tzimisce, which are things that should not go together, but here we are.
But they work together so well.
So many Americans in Europe right now between Paris and me. So many Americans.
Yeah,
Justin.
blah, 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 Great War, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yes, I am playing Andrew Giles. I am the gangrel who has been thoroughly paid to make sure that our 2 visitors from Boston get back out of Vienna in one piece. And given what's gone down, just getting to Vienna, that's going to be hard. But that's why they pay me a lot of boons.
All right. And Dracus, the Mod Ferratu.
Hi, I'm Dracus, the Mod Ferratu. I'm playing Vern Quincy, the trash gremlin Nosferatu party member who we probably find out tonight whether he's a hero or a villain in this story.
I mean, to be fair, at this time, you could be both.
Exactly. That's why it's fun.
Masquerade's good for that.
And roundabout to our channel producer for one last bit of dialogue before I drag you all in.
Hi, I'm at Miss Chrysala on the social medias, and I am playing Charisse Lowell, who is both Charisse and Riza. Yeah.
Malcolm.
Wow, this Malkavian seems so on the ball. And wait, what? That was fun. What was it, 8 episodes in? They are both in Vienna trying to get their sire back in both his spirit form and his body form, which were at some point separated. Supposedly the Bali have both of them, or rather, Königsmacher has both of them. But thus far, neither personality is very impressed with the Bali, since they all seem to have, like, multiple plans going and don't really coordinate. And it's like, that's not... Well, they're not running an empire, they're trying to destroy the world, but still, like, that's why they keep screwing up. Chaos Goblining should be like a 1-to-1 basis. You try to make it a whole, like, clan bloodline thing. Just, no. Bad idea.
Well, you assume this is all the Bali and not just a small portion of them.
Well, no, that's the thing. Even the small portion, like, the left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing, and it's a mess. And they just keep monologuing, and it's like, guys.
So, yes. We drag us all back down to the underground safe house currently being used by the current Prince of Vienna, where you all rise from your day's sleep, prepared to begin your infiltration of the von Schrier estate to acquire a pendant of which contains a gemstone of some age and potency, which Dame Königsmacher would very much like to get their hands back on. And so,
yes, I had another Königsmacher dream where she just told me, "Oh, actually, yeah, I misspoke, or I was a little too vague. It's just in a vault. You don't have to actually dig under the city for Mage Tomb." It's like,
yeah, no, we've already got that one covered. We don't need you to do that.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's terrifying or comforting.
I mean, it's comforting that we know that there's 100 Salubri asleep under the city as well, so...
Wakey, wakey, army of death.
Yeah, it's more comforting that we don't have to go through that.
Yeah, they want to wake them up. That's their funeral.
Yeah.
Vienna needs to be a Salubri city again.
Clean up, beef jerky aisle.
Oh, and there's probably some kind of giant evil worm bane spirit under the city as well that they're also digging for.
It's fine. It's fine.
Woohoo!
It's not the original Black Spiral or anything like that. Why would you ask?
Sir!
So,
No, it literally can't be because it existed too long ago to be the original Black Spiral.
Comforting.
Proto-spiral. When the spiral was just a squiggle. When you were the black squiggle dancers.
Right, so you all wake up from your grips of darkness. What would you all like to do?
Everyone, good news. Well, depending on your definition of good. Königsmacher visited me in my dreams and told me exactly where the shiny thing is, and it's just in a human vault. But apparently it interacts with Bali evil essence of some, so it would have reacted to you, Vern, except for that thing that nice person did for us, or for you.
Huh.
And I suppose that's why she just can't go into a mortal vault and get it herself. The von Schrier family? And that they never knew it was magical, so it's just a family heirloom to them. Oh, and so her plan is that we get the shiny thing. We take it to the center of Vienna, where there will be a very obvious a small cafe that is very obviously a former Toreador cafe. So I assume it's called Rose something. After which, with the trade, she will supposedly give me back Mortimer's body and spirit. And then she'll give us 48 hours to evacuate ourselves and any allies who want to come with us out of Vienna. So, first, oh, and she so graciously apologized for the incident at the safe house. and said, "Oh no, that wasn't me. That was one of my underlings." And they just didn't understand, and a cat, and they didn't understand my orders or instruction. And I'm just, all right.
So how far do you trust the word of this person?
Well, the thing is, even if I did trust her words, she clearly has no idea how to run an organized apocalypse. Or a disorganized one. Like, the left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing. Like, what?
So you think it's safe to just give her what she wants because she clearly won't actually know what to do with it?
Oh, I wish. No, I'm sure she knows. Whatever it is, I'm sure she knows what it is and whatever it is she's going to do with it. I have no idea.
So she didn't tell you.
No.
That was too much to hope, I guess.
I did.
Thing to think about.
Was it me or the other? One of us tried to sort of lull her into an amused, monologuing sort of mood, but it only half worked. I strongly doubt the Prince of Vienna would be willing to take an evacuation deal anyway. But I suppose we should tell her?
At least give her a heads up.
Yes, but I mean,
gotta worry about. She said that she'd give us a 40-hour head start. Who's to say any of her
yes,
so-called underlings
yes, indeed.
list that deal?
Yes, they're not terribly good at following each other's orders, as I've noticed.
Yeah.
And she already more or less called us out on the sting operation, so we are not allowed to have backup already waiting at this cafe.
Well, and of course you gotta keep an eye out for the possible double cross because let's
Indeed.
face it, evil. You know they're gonna try double cross at some point.
Yes, I mean, they have no concern for repercussions because ultimately their goal is the destruction of the planet, so...
Yeah.
Alright, so does anyone else have any more ideas before we go talk to the prince and then go and deal with some mundane security? I don't think I've ever actually burgled anything before.
I don't think I have either.
I was gonna say this whole time Eleanor's in her room and probably is going out to make sure she don't get hangry. Then we'll be back for the talk with Princey Pooh.
Yeah, I meant to ask this before game. I'm down to health levels from the thing at the safe house. How do we heal damage in Vampire now?
Roll rouse checks.
Okay. Well, we had to do that anyway.
Yes, you all had to roll rouse checks when you woke up, but in order to heal injuries, you have to roll rouse checks and
that was a
fail
1.
the rouse check.
I rolled a 1 on a rouse check.
Okay, rouse checks don't function like hunger dice. It's just a question of whether you. It's a question of whether you earned a hunger die or not. So you healed the injury, but you got a little hungrier doing it. You had to strain a little harder.
God, I'm up to 3 hunger now.
I was gonna say I also woke up hungrier at 3, so Eleanor's definitely like talking to one of her fellow Nos friends. Honey, I'll be back. I'm feeling a little peckish, so.
Yeah, thankfully I made my rouse check, so I'm not.
So
I'm not as.
I did not make my rouse check.
Okay.
So I'm going.
We all need a Snickers.
My fans.
I assume Giles will be walking security while his 2 compatriots go off to get their early evening dinner on.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Well, I mean, first we do have to tell the prince, and then we'll head out.
Right.
And yes, could we speak to the prince or perhaps to the sheriff before we go out? There's unfortunately been some changes to the plan.
Yeah. A couple of Nos guards will lead you into the makeshift office area that the prince has been using, and she is there talking with the sheriff.
Prince, Sheriff, may I have a moment of your respective time before we head out?
Yeah. Close.
I'm not sure if we brought it up last night. Did we explain how one of the people claiming in charge of the barley in the city also goes by the name Königsmacher?
Yeah. Finding out that they are real in addition to the barley is hardly that surprising at this point.
What's one more myth made flesh? So yes, Königsmark is also a former Malkavian, as far as I'm aware. So she used the kinship of our blood to visit me in my dreams last night. And
has our location become compromised?
No, but she already called us out for the idea of having a sting operation at the trading spot. And she also gave me the proper location of this object. It's apparently a family of mortals claimed it just as a mundane, shiny heirloom, and they have no idea that it has magical properties. The von Schreier family?
Oh. They are a family that is famous in certain circles, more infamous in kindred for managing to pull off one thing of great impressiveness. The family had a hunter that retired to an old age and managed to maintain a healthy family life.
Goodness.
That is impressive.
Are they a family of hunters?
Thankfully, no.
Oh, good.
Nine. That doesn't mean we haven't been watching.
Perfectly
First sign another hunter pops up in that family, we're arranging an accident.
Understood. Very wise.
Any hunter that could manage to live to be the age of 83, 500 years ago, is impressive.
Indeed. So, I wonder if...
We've avoided attacking the family to prevent accidentally making a hunter.
Also very wise. That might explain how the family came into possession of some sort of ruby pendant that a Bali Königsmacher might want. They might... Well, she said that they don't know what it is now, but maybe at one point they did. But now it's just a shiny, shiny piece of jewelry.
All right. So we find it, put in a box, fill it with some explosives, hand it to them, and watch their bones embed into the wall. I'm sure I can have Watts throw something together relatively quickly.
I mean, I do also rather like that idea. And I don't usually like those sort of plans, but these people are terrible. Even worse than, we'll get to that. They still have my sire hostage. I don't... Even if I thought I could trust Königsmacher, she apologized profusely for what happened at the safe house, saying that her underlings misunderstood her directions.
Yeah,
These people...
that's that doesn't actually surprise me. The Tzimisce in the city tend not to be team players with anyone other than the Tzimisce, so they may very well have been acting out actively against the Bali without overtly acting out against them. They were probably hoping they could kill you and then cover it up.
Quite possible.
But then but then my men showed up and lit them on fire.
Yes, much appreciated. So yes, she pretty as far as
Most kindred. I saw that type in the chat.
so yes, she already called us out on planning a stakeout, so to speak. So if there's even a chance she'll hold her end of the bargain and give me my sire back, I have to go through with this, but I'm not sure if it's worth putting any more members of your court at risk, because she seems to be, in the way Königsmacher is by legend, 2 steps ahead of anything I try to do.
Well, there is one thing I've found that throughout history, one can always plan 2 steps ahead, but sometimes planning 2 steps ahead doesn't matter when enough people come charging at you with big pointy blades. And
I acquiesce to your experience, Prince.
My fellow Nas have been rather angry, and though it pains me to do it, an arrangement might be made to get some additional firepower.
She also so graciously offered that after the trade, my coterie mates and I will have 48 hours to evacuate Vienna, along with you and any members of your court that want to come with us. I figured I'd mention it, but I strongly doubt you're going to give up Vienna so easily.
Honestly, Fraulein, it really depends on the deal I'm going to have to make. I'm going to have to deal with a demon to overthrow the devil.
Well, supposedly, this piece of jewelry is the deal, and in theory, all we have to do is give it to her.
No, I mean to make sure she doesn't get what she fucking wants.
Oh, alright.
So I'm about to go do something I've never wanted to do, and the very notion of which disgusts me.
Oh wait, another devil?
Yes. I'm going to go speak to the Tremere.
Do it.
I mean, are there any Sabbat you could work with? In town? I mean...
I'm going to be perfectly honest, I think we wiped out the last group of Sabbat agents that worked their way into Vienna.
Right,
They don't tend to swing in, they don't swing in terribly often, and it was a bit of a joint effort, but if the Hessians have finished what they've done and I can actually get the Tremere to bring their forces to our side, then we can get a very large combined force of Nosferatu, Bruja, and Tremere to come down on the Bali if we can get them all gathered together in one place, and we can make sure they don't get what they want. But it's probably going to cost me. And we're going to have to see what the Tremere are going to ask for.
Well, I think in the interest of safety versus a foe with a remarkable amount of auspex, I should just not tell you where the drop-off is going to happen.
Yeah. Probably for that.
Yes, I'm sure there's absolutely no way you could figure it out. In the Nosferatu Prince of a city that is several hundred years old, no possible way.
No, especially not when the Tremere have also been using Auspex and Blood Sorcery to try and keep tabs on the Tzimisce and their allies. Not a chance at all that we could find that information out.
Yes, so
not at all.
So of course we will not be needing those that wonderful cadre of Nosferatu bodyguards you offered. I'm sure they can just go about their business. Well, they will serve you today, and myself and my friends will go to our deaths. Everything will be fine. Also, is there a place I can get something to eat? I'm still a bit injured and a bit hungry.
If you had come in some time ago, I'd say there were plenty of safe areas to eat. But right now, so long as you don't agitate anyone who's currently getting protective of their area. It's, unless you want to feed where the Nosferatu feed.
Where do the Nosferatu feed?
On the homeless and the less fortunate of a city. That really hasn't changed overly much. And considering I no longer have access to the resources of a prince, I've lost access to the princely hunting grounds.
Mm. Oh no. Charisse is a consensualist. I mean,
If you mention that, she can point you to places where you might be able to feed consensually.
Are there any racks left in the town where the kine are aware of what they're getting themselves into?
The Toreadors still manage several establishments where there are more than a few blood dolls wandering around who will consent to the feed. Providing you're not on too heavy of a clock, you should be able to wander into one of the territories and feed quite well.
And inside Reese is like, yes.
One of them, I think, is actually has an American band playing in there now, playing that what is it? I think they called it jazz. So there was some of that. I don't follow music trends. I'm obviously not a Toreador.
Oh, they never last. Modern musical forms. They go in and out.
Shame. I was actually kind of fond of ragtime, though I understand jazz is similar to it.
Similar, but a bit more self-involved.
Well, do what you need to do. I have to go.
All right. Can you
Do what I need to do.
point me in the direction of a Toreador rack?
Yeah.
Thank you.
They point you out to a club area. It'll take you 45 minutes to walk there, assuming you're careful.
Oh, and since you know the family, do you know where the family vault might be? Then we could just go straight there.
I mean, I know they have a few safes in the family members' individual rooms for personal jewelry and the like. They still have a safe for the good silverware in the kitchen area. I believe there is an underground component
Yes.
below the basement.
That's what we'll be looking
But
for.
we've not investigated that one overly much, as it never seemed like there was anything of any concern there. Like I said, we watch them for the signs of a hunter showing up, and we don't attack them to prevent the likelihood of another hunter showing up.
Indeed. All right, just give us the address and we'll see what we can do.
She gives you the address. You can probably get there in 2 hours on foot from the rack house.
All right. Thank you, Prince. I guess if all goes well, we'll be back here by dawn. If not, it was very lovely to meet both of you.
She's traveled, my friend.
And she gives a little curtsy and walks back out.
And as you three are heading out to grab a snack, you run into Eleanor, who is also heading out for a snack. Or in some of your cases, this might be a time when you need to go whole hog. That's up to you. If you want to get rid of all your hunger dice.
I want to make Watts take me hunting.
You want to grab Watts and ask him to take you.
He owes me this.
That is a thing you can do. That is absolutely a thing you can do.
All right.
You see Watts. He's walking around trying to do stuff. It looks like he was given orders before you all wandered over to the prince. The prince in exile.
I'll just walk up to him, just be like, I require sustenance.
All right, kiddo. You feel like going hunting?
Yeah.
You
Knife
wanna leave some
hands.
hunt, you want to put in some effort?
Knife hands.
You want to put in some effort. There's this unscrupulous little individual that I've noticed in a less nice part of town. He's been a little heavy-handed with his wife lately, and I don't think anyone would really miss him. He's been on my list, but I've been a little occupied, as you might understand. You feel like doing
Okay.
some good in the world while filling your stomach?
Naturally.
All right. Puts his arm around you. Let's go hunting, my boy.
So I
That is terrifyingly adorable.
Yes. We're
I
headed.
give you a thumbs up on the way by with my, knife hands.
Oh, you're gonna christen the fuck off claws, both of you. I'm so proud.
Where should we reconvene before we go to the thing? Or should we just
Well, where do you guys need to go?
I take it y'all are going to grab a bite?
Yes, the prince told us that the Toreador racks might be, safe-ish, because, I need to know who I'm eating.
Cyrus. I don't know how to say it, but the one where you feed on your fans, would it be the same Toreador rack just for convenience?
I mean,
It's a jazz club, apparently.
you could probably find some of your fans there. No guarantee they'll be present, but considering that they come to listen to an American sing for you, there's a chance they've gone to listen to an American band play jazz.
Okay. Oh, I should be able to run into my favorite snack there. From there a few times.
All right, let's go, Mr. Giles. Come on. Vern, do you just want to meet us at the location we're about to burgle? Oh, fun story. 500 years ago, one member of their family was a rather annoying hunter, who was so good at being one that he lived to a very old age. But as far as
you guys are going after the Von Schreers?
well, not them, but something in their basement vault.
So you're saying we need to burgle them and not piss them off?
Yes. We need to make sure they don't, and no one is inspired to go back to the old family tradition.
If I may.
Yes.
Vern, I regret that I've not been there enough for you for your kindred life. But they need something burgled from the Von Schreers, and it would be my honor as your sire to go with you and burgle the shit out of these hunter spawn.
I mean, I'm not stopping you.
Nor am I.
Would I, from a society standpoint, know anything about the family? Just like, not hunter-wise, but...
They're wealthy. They're pillars of the community. They lost a lot of their businesses during the Great War due to conflict and Allied occupation, and things have been in the midst of reconstruction. They've endured better than others. While the family has not produced a hunter in 5 centuries, they have seemed to have been blessed with a preternatural amount of luck and good fortune financially.
Like magical good luck?
Not necessarily magical, but it's been significantly better than average. Like
So
when
not
they are
enough
hit
to...
when they are hit with misfortune, they're usually able to recover quickly, whereas most families of inherited wealth, it is lost by the second or third generation and they cannot recover it. This family seems to maintain the work ethic from one generation to the next, that if they do hit on hard times because of a war or a plague or something else, they manage to pick themselves up by their bootstraps and then come back. It takes them a while to get back to where they were, but they always seem to manage to endure.
Listen here, your great-great-grandpappy did not slaughter vampires just for you to sit on your duff.
I mean, that's possibly a thing they say. But yeah, no, the family maintains a consistently impressive work ethic in order
Okay.
to get things done.
So nothing that would trip her like a culty.
Nothing overtly occultish, but if you
Okay.
go back and look through the history of the family, they've been a lot luckier than most.
Okay. Which is it just how history goes in some cases, so she wouldn't. Okay. So she'll offer her arm to Charisse. Well, darling, shall we?
Yes, let's go to it.
Two beautiful women walking into a club. You're going to have no issue people fawning over that.
Fawning. Tag?
Therese is going to have an issue with that. No one else.
Do you?
Tag?
Oh, honey, if you don't have to. It's all about your comfort now.
No, it's just someone's laughing at me right now. But she gets hungry enough, she'll take over.
If it's any consolation, the rest of us are laughing with you.
She just looks a little confused, but I don't think we have time for a game, honey. We've got important business.
Let us be
Just
off.
don't be too surprised.
Actually, did Charisse? I don't think Charisse met Eleanor last. Oh no, but she saw it. Yeah.
No, Eleanor hasn't met your other half. She doesn't know what she knows what Vern is. She doesn't know what Giles or Charisse are.
Well, last night Charisse had a Southern Belle accent, not an English one.
But do I roll awareness to see if she picks up on it?
Yeah. In this case, roll me a roll. Yeah, wits awareness.
Okay.
To see if you notice that she's buttoned up more than normal, wearing glasses.
Oh no, it would be 3 hunger dice because I have. Okay, 1 success.
Yeah, the style's all different. Why did I not notice the accent before? And it's weird with it all buttoned up like that. It's slightly more attracting because it's I can't see it.
It would be really funny if Eleanor didn't notice the accent last night because they both have the same accent.
Yeah, I
And
don't think
it's
she's
just-
picking up on the accent. It's
Yeah.
she's more clothes or she's more fashion oriented. I mean, I do like this look on you. You know, the secret little tease of what isn't there and
Well,
everything.
It's not a tease.
It's almost a shame I'm not going to be around when you catch on. Have fun.
Let's just go.
All
Pats
right.
her arm just gently, like, it's all right. I know we got a lot to do, but it's okay. We'll get.
All right. So let's get Vernon Watts out of the way real quick.
Yeah,
Alrighty.
I think we should maybe speed this bit up for all of
we
our
are
feeding.
going to speed it up.
because-
We're going to avoid rolling for this bit.
Oh,
Okay.
You're just going to tell me how you want shit to happen.
Oh, I didn't think that far.
So Vern leads you through the shadows, suggesting to you to obfuscate when necessary to avoid kind eyes and the unkind eyes of potential enemies, before leading you to a tenement house where you're only about a block out when you can hear the sound of flesh slapping flesh in an aggressive manner because the window is open, and then the sound of a body hitting the floor. Yeah, that's the guy. That's the guy.
Even if it weren't, that's the guy tonight.
Oh, kid, I've missed you. So now here's my real question. You want to do it clean? You want to do it messy to send a message? Or do you want him to just vanish?
Vanishing sounds like fun. At least, for his wife.
Alrighty. Then, you want to make it a clean vanish or a messy vanish?
What's going to be more challenging?
Clean vanish. Especially
Clean
with those
vanish.
fingers now. Right. Come around this way. He should be exiting to head out to local beer got very shortly, and it looked like so much fun. I kind of wish I had my old face and the ability to enjoy alcohol every time I pass by. And he leads you down around into a shadowed alley. He'll be passing by very shortly. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to drag him into this alley very specifically because this cellar door over here leads not only to the underground storage for this clothier shop, but it also leads down into the Nos tunnels below. And not far from here, there's a pack of very, very hungry rats we can drop him off to. Or, if you're not too squeamish, there's a bunch of people who are still reeling from the conflicts of the Great War who are never going to question where the meat comes from.
Well, now that's just a little fucked up.
Hey, look, I'm trying to take care of these people as best I can, get these problems fixed so I can come home. Which it sounds like I'm going to be able to do here. So we just dump them to the rats then?
Fair.
All right. Try to avoid the blood until we get him down, though.
I will try. Knife hands.
So he walks by 5-10 minutes later. Watts tells you to obfuscate. You both rush him, grab him, punch him in the throat. He starts gagging, drag him in, open up the cellar door, chuck him down, close the cellar door after you, climb down, pass through the second entrance into the tunnels below. You want to eat now or you want to eat by the rats?
I'm hungry.
Guy's still coughing, trying to catch his breath from his collapsed windpipe, and Watts just climbs behind him, puts his hand over his face, and pulls his neck open this way, going, "Eat up, kiddo."
And then I will.
And you go to. Do you kill him, or do you have a change of heart as the light starts to dim from his eyes from between Watts's fingers?
This guy is a piece of shit. He is dying.
That's my boy. Close, very close. All right, so you drain him dry, clear out all your hunger die, because the only way to get rid of your last hunger die is to drain a person to exsanguination.
To do a murder.
And he goes, "I bet you didn't do this much in Boston, did you?"
Not in Boston.
Yeah. Prince King, love the man, great guy, and Watts just has him sort of hoisted up over his shoulders. He goes, but he's got this whole thing about unnecessary exsanguinations. I mean, we do it occasionally, but he cares way too much about people. And he eventually leads you to a crossroads area with with a bit of the sewer system, and he just chucks the body there, and he slams his knuckles against a pipe, and you hear off in the shadows this. Do you want to watch or should we go?
I'll have another chance to see this. Should probably meet up with the others.
All right, kiddo. Let's go do a crime. And as you walk away, you hear the sound of skittering rats and the tearing of cloth and flesh. Which now brings us to the three of you entering a Toreador rack house. And the place is bopping, the music is playing, the drinks are flowing because some people need to forget the traumas of their day-to-day life.
It's so
You don't
loud.
have prohibition here, but this is unfortunately one of the cities that didn't necessarily fare super well after the Great War. So there's always someone
so
here eager to
loud.
get And yeah, Eleanor, you've performed here once or twice, so you know there's an ability to get a private room and have your fun and if you plan on exsanguinating, you have to make special requests, but there are individuals on hand that will consent even to exsanguination because of contracts that have been made to take care of their families. They agreed to be blood dolls with the understanding that they may have to expire, and honestly, some of them are so addicted to the kiss they wouldn't even care.
Okay.
No Giovanni and Sienna yet.
It's so loud.
She would, seeing Sharice's discomfort, listen here, and she's gonna just pat her on the arm. I'm gonna get us a room. It's gonna be a lot quieter. I just need to know, how much do you want to eat? Do you want to eat till you're full, or do you just want to top off?
I would like 2 top-offs and not to kill anyone.
Okay, so just wait here, sweetie. I'll be right back. And she'll make her way to wherever the desk is to go rank the room.
You wind up running into the owner of the establishment. Her name is Greta.
Darling.
Mwah, mwah.
Mwah. You look ravishing.
Danke. I haven't seen you in forever, darling. What have you been up to?
Oh, little this, little that. Just, trying to patronize to the other clubs and everything, but I'll be coming here soon, I promise.
Things have been so terrible outside with the Tzimisce and their terrible friends. Oh. I hope you've been taking care of yourself, darling. I apologize. Sometimes I forget what you are.
Oh, no, honey, it is okay. My brethren are such brutes. They have no manners or taste for the finer things. It's just barbaric.
It's sad but true.
Yes. I was wondering, you do see the little cutie over there? We're hoping to have a fun night together. If you could...
what's the library mouse?
You know what they say. More that's covered up, the more there is to reveal.
She looks like she's about to scurry into a hole in my wall.
I promise she will not. She just needs a little bit of a top off, about 2 little meals worth.
All right. And for yourself?
I was going to see if I couldn't find one of my fans, and if you happen to have one that would have their wheels taken care of.
Oh. I think, you remember Heinrich, the one that always used to buy you flowers?
Oh no. Eleanor, you froze. Oh no!
Sorry, you froze.
You also froze for me, so I was like, crap. But I heard Heinrich something, and then it just
the one who
disappeared.
always used to buy you flowers after the show.
Oh yeah, he was such a gem.
His mother passed away recently, so he's not been great. I mean, if you were looking for one to relieve yourself of your hunger for the evening, he has no family left, so little reason to continue. And I'm sure if it would be to spend time with you, he would be more than eager.
Well, then I think it sounds like a mutually beneficial arrangement. I can't have the poor man suffering.
Based on the fact that she doesn't want to satisfy herself, I assume you'll need 2 rooms?
If you could.
Anything for you, darling.
Of course. Promise you 3 shows for free.
Oh, Shotzi. Mwah, mwah.
Scurry back on over. All right, so you're going to have your own room. It's going to be right next to mine. If there's any trouble, you just holler for me, all right?
What? I can't... what?
She'll just gently take your face in her hands. Now listen, I know it's a little overwhelming, so just look at me, okay? That's good. You're going to have a room next to mine. We're going to bring you a meal.
Okay.
If you need anything, you just holler, okay?
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Now come on. And guide her up very gently away from the crowd.
This was not the arrangement. Where are you? I don't want to do this.
You're about to hate this even more then, because you are greeted by 2 attendants who are standing there. One of which is shirtless except for a bow tie around his neck.
I'm sorry.
The second attendant, the one who's fully clothed, opens the door and goes, Fräulein Tannis, Herr Heinrich isn't here.
Oh, thank you, darling. This is my friend, Lady Charisse. She's going to be staying with you for a little bit. Do look after her for me.
Oh, don't worry. Johann will take very good care of her. And that's when the shirtless man starts to strike a pose and starts flexing a little bit, showing how virile and healthy he is and full of delicious, delicious blood.
I have texture issues.
So she'll like put a hand on Charisse's arm. Do you need me to? And she'll like wiggle.
Oh no!
And then she'll freeze again.
Up first.
Sorry, say that again.
You said wiggle in a very very inopportune time for the wiggle.
No, so she'll put her hand on like Charisse's arm. Do you need me to? And she'll wiggle her like clawed fingers, like, and then gesture to the man's neck, like, do you need help? Because she's not sure.
No, it will be fine. I just in this room here. All right.
You'll be by yourself, honey.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be all right.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, shout if you need anything.
Mm-hmm.
So he steps in with you, closing the door, leaving the one attendant out in the hallway to make sure neither of you were disturbed. I'm really enjoying Charisse's reaction right now, so we're going to continue with that as you're standing there with the obvious eye candy.
So so Charisse is going into the other room?
Yeah,
Charisse is going into the room with the shirtless man wearing the bow tie, the one who was sent in to look virile and healthy and tempting.
All right, and Charisse is
there oil just glistening?
No, because that can get in the way of the vitae.
Good point.
Teeth just slide right off. It's so awkward. And I think at that, someone has had her fill of torturing her other self, and it's like, no, it's okay, honey, I got this one. And walks in, because she wants to play with Johann. So this is even more fun than I thought it would be.
I love Toreador rack houses so much. They understand me.
Oh no, I meant torturing the other one. Because usually she freaks out and I would appear automatically, but now, no, I can make her wait.
Oh.
So mean, but I love it.
Risa's cruelty to herself is deeply entertaining.
Hashtag
Fine,
Monk
deeper
Live.
underlying issues.
Hashtag Monk Live.
So yes, I assume Risa enjoys herself. How far does Risa enjoy herself?
Well, what Charisse tried to ask for was 2 snacks.
Yeah, you can feed 2 dots of hunger off of a person without killing them. You'll just leave them anemic.
Yeah, Risa will.
He's a healthy boy with a distinctly large blood pool. Like you can feed 2 dots off of him easy without it being an issue.
Would Risa have to roll anything to try and exercise the rest of his blood pool? Or would just hand wave that?
Will she drain him to kill him?
No, I mean other things.
Oh no! If you want to do other things with him, he will absolutely perform those deeds for you. He is, because again, the way it was implied, the less you see, the more there is. It certainly sounded like Charisse may have wanted something more than just a snack anyway.
Yeah, Eleanor was trying to imply some kinky.
Which you were technically right, but not in the way you thought. So yes, Risa will snack and then put him through his paces.
All right. So
because she went to Paris and didn't get to have any fun of this kind, so we'll make up for it now.
There's still a return trip.
Maybe they're gonna try to they're gonna try to shove us out back to Boston right away.
That all depends on what happens in the conversations. So, in your very thick-walled room, to minimize noises, We then cut over across the hall to Eleanor, and dear Heinrich, you'll recognize him immediately. He's come to almost as many shows as you've ever had. He's in his early 20s, but he's looking a little thin. The eyes are a little sunken. He's certainly happy to see you. His eyes are sparkling, and Fräulein, I'm
Heinrich, honey,
so
come
glad
here.
to see you. Do you remember my name?
Of course I remember, sugar. Come here. She'll give him a hug and kiss him on the cheek.
Oh, he hugs you maybe a little tighter than might be considered friendly, but
He's about to die. She's just gonna let it go.
and he's gone through some shit, so
Yeah.
you know.
She's not totally heartless.
You're about to feel real good before you expire, so you know.
You know, once they pull away, she'll take his hands and, you know, take him like this and put a kiss on the knuckles. Now, I heard you have been having such a terrible time lately.
I have, and the fact that you haven't been performing shows has only made it worse.
I know. I'm so sorry, sugar. Things have been happening, but how would you like a private show?
Really?
Da.
I can't even begin to tell you what that would mean to me. The
Oh.
tears are starting to well up in his
And
eyes.
she'll wipe him away. It's all right, honey. It's all right. Just let me take care of you. So, you know, she'll do a little kind of like Marilyn Monroe happy birthday kind of a thing. And then, you know, once he's like fully entertained, she's, you know, she'll give him a kiss or two and then, you know, just very gently tilt his head to the side and run her claw down and then and just go to town.
And we will avoid you needing to roll for anything like this, but you are full and satisfied. Your hunger die are all removed.
Yeah, and you know, once she'll, you know, take a tissue, you know, clean herself up a little and kind of put a blanket over him and say, "Thank you, honey. It was for the greater good," and like kiss his forehead and go out and wait outside for Charisse.
The attendant nods to you when you come out. We'll have that cleaned up shortly.
Of course.
You may have to wait a moment. It sounds as though your friend is enjoying her meal.
Good. I was hoping so. She seemed a little bashful about coming here, but I knew she'd have a good time.
Based on the slamming against the door, sounds like she's come out of her shell.
Oh, good. And she'll just, you know, lean against a wall. She's wearing like, you know, the I'm trying to think like you know, the Evie O'Connell like black shirt, leather pants, you know, ready to go on an adventure.
Do me a favor, Charisse, or rather Riza, but it doesn't really matter because your stat's the same. Roll me we'll call this stamina athletics.
Oh, I bought another dot of athletics. Yay. Stamina, athletics. And do I need to roll a hunger die?
Yes, one hunger die will be in there, assuming you fed before you moved into fornication.
Yeah,
If you fornicated first, then you need all 3 hunger die.
You know, dinner first.
Yeah.
You gotta have the energy.
4 dice, 5 successes.
Awesome. So yeah, you're waiting outside for about 50 minutes.
Oh no! But we had to go. Oh, anyway.
Still got the night is young. It's probably like
Before
what,
the door
7?
finally opens and a thoroughly satisfied or mostly satisfied Riza. I mean, and there's still that one hunger die, so you're not completely satisfied, but buttons are popped, glasses are off, and she is absolutely shining.
Now, I told you you'd have fun.
Well, you didn't tell me exactly, but I know what you meant.
There is a pained but happy groan that comes from the room.
You're welcome. Now,
I'll have them cleaned up shortly, Fräuleins.
Thank you, honey. Oh, do come here. Adjust the glasses back to where they're not askew.
Oh no, they're off. They're probably in a pocket.
Oh, they're
somewhere.
off. Okay, I thought they were more like askew. Then she just noticed like a couple of hairs out of place, and she'll just, you know, fix them up. There you go.
I'm
Lovely.
afraid to ask what Charisse was doing. It's like, did she remember she could retreat into the subconscious to avoid anything there, or was she just screaming the whole time?
I think she was doing this again, but maybe sometimes this.
Like a kid's
My
first
word, were we
PG-13
always that
movie.
flexible?
Basically, huh?
My word, were we always that flexible? I didn't know my legs could go that far back.
I didn't realize his legs could go that far back. Doesn't that hurt?
Toreador blood dolls, darling. Toreador blood dolls.
Mm-hmm.
Some things universal.
When were you gonna tell me about your little switcheroo game?
Most people notice it pretty quickly. Maybe you're just so thrilled to find another American. You know, real one.
Giles.
There was Watts.
Yeah.
Have you gone to feed it all, or have you just been standing security for Charisse this whole time because Vern was with Watts?
I've been standing security. Plus, from a food-wise standpoint, I've been good. I've actually been making my rouse checks quite handily. Also, it's a little bit trickier. I'm a farmer.
Oh.
Well, I mean, you could have found a dog or a cat outside, to be fair.
Yeah. Or the Nos might know where to find some.
Yeah, but I'm actually good for now, since I haven't been using anything.
But so yes, nearly an hour later, Eleanor and Charisse, or Riza, as you see, return from their escapades.
Oh, also, until a few nights ago, she didn't actually know this was going on. We did a favor for a Malkavian primogen turned prince. It's actually more fun because in the old days, she gets stressed out enough, I pop out sort of automatically. Now I can make her wait. You know, just to show her what her options really are until she runs away crying.
That explains earlier. Well,
I don't want options. I want Mortimer.
she was very cute like that, I will say. Just eat her up.
She's much better at, like, studying and, like, having an attention span. But I make those wonderful leaps of Malkavian logic that everyone looks for. And other kind of leaps.
And backflips, I see. Sachets away.
I look at him like, so you took a little extra time to have some fun, huh?
I'm sorry, I got a little carried away. I know we have to get back to the mission and however that's gonna turn out. Luckily, I haven't burgled, but I can be little sticky fingers from time to time.
But I'm bump.
Just wash your hands after.
Oh, let's go meet up with Vern and get this settled done with as soon as possible.
Yes.
So
right.
Why are we a burgling? She wasn't there for that whole conversation.
So,
you can just fill her in on the way.
Yeah, she'll explain Königsmacher.
Walk and talk.
Königsmacher, Bali, Kingmaker, bitch, monologuer, wants the shiny thing. And supposedly when we give her the shiny thing, she'll give me both parts of my sire back. Oh, he's not split like this. It's his body and his spirit are separate. Supposedly they have both of them. Who knows?
Well, sounds wonderful. Well, if you need a distraction, sure, I can, having a famous singer come and call upon your house.
I think it might be better to just completely stealth this, especially since apparently they used to be 500 years ago vampire hunters.
Oh, well, that's lovely.
So part of our mission is to keep it quiet so we don't inspire any new ones. But on the upside, while this might be a magic shiny thing, they don't know it. They ain't aware it's magic no more. So.
Good to know.
But yes, we should take care not to do anything that might inspire future heroism that then the locals of Vienna have to deal with.
Much appreciated.
So I'm still very curious to see because Königsmacher apparently she can't just walk, burn through a mundane home and get something herself unless there are some ancient hunter traps going on. But then we wouldn't be able to get it either. I don't know.
Oh.
Maybe the fact that she's Bali means that anything that's, if there are any things that would hurt us,
Possibly.
would hurt her way more. That's
Way
why
more.
she's asking us
Or-
to do it.
Or might hurt her and not us. Because of the Bali thing. Yeah, she also said that the shiny thing reacts to Bali energy somehow, some way. But the fact that she still wants it means that it's probably not the shiny thing itself.
We'll just have to see.
Yeah, Malkavian paranoia kicks in and I just have to keep spitballing, but we won't know what the hell's going on until we have said hell in the palm of our hand.
Yep.
Yep.
Plus, I know a good spot to hide it while we're walking.
Oh, the Tzimisce hollow leg trick.
Something like that.
Oh. Might as well head off and do that now. Let's go meet with Vern
And what?
get this show.
So-
Vern and his daddy.
Y'all head off. You've got, again, about 2 hours if you're walking, less if you wind up catching a coach or a cab.
I'm assuming Eleanor has cash. She'll flag
Yeah.
us a cab.
Vern, you and Watts have been here for about 40 minutes. Where the fuck is everybody? You should have been here by now.
I'm gonna make a wild guess that Riza got carried away.
Riza got
So she was-
carried, Riza did the carrying, Riza, yeah.
Risa spun around and did the cowgirl.
So, like, what? Should we surprise them and just get it done before they get here?
I mean, we could.
All right.
Chat,
Out
we
of
promised
character,
you-
will that piss any of you off to do it?
Not if you get it in one. Not if you actually
the
pull it off.
alternative
Yeah.
is that we get into trouble and you gotta come, help us. So
I mean, we promised chat, bad ideas and chaos, so
bad ideas and chaos.
I think now that you've said it, you are verbally, contractually obligated to do it now.
It's also very in character for Vern to just charge in and not wait on anyone.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Go forth, wreak havoc.
Yep.
Well, looks like the family's enjoying the evening outside, having a drink under the stars. So shall we just render ourselves obfuscated and walk in through their back doors?
I don't see why not.
Alrighty then. So now, unfortunately, we're probably going to have to make you actually roll for shit.
Yeah, that's fair.
Making the feeding narrative is one thing, but actually doing this is a little more,
Understandable.
Yeah.
Well, there was no way that guy was getting away while both Watts and I were there, so
All right. So I assume you're going to use Unseen Passage?
Yeah.
All right. So one rouse check, please.
I will get a 10 on that.
Ooh.
That's a little familial synergy. So did Watts.
By our powers combined.
So you both just sneak, 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 sneak. Speaking of which, make me a dexterity stealth check. Which from my boy Watts is, you know what? I'm gonna burn a storyteller +1 because why not? Let's see just how busted I can make Watts's rolls. Holy Jesus!
I could just keep dropping dice on the floor. That would be great.
Bestial success, bestial failure.
We do have those crit conversions.
So 7 successes, right?
Yeah. On 6 dice.
They have ceased to exist. They accidentally step into the umbra.
So
Or the
Watts.
dreaming. We don't know.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10.
Oh, those are 10s?
13, 14,
Oh
15.
my God.
So they both step into the umbra. Okay, bye guys. Oh
Nice
no, they're in
knowing you.
Twilight. They're in Twilight. They're between the umbra and the... Okay.
It's the gloom.
They both turn into mist. They don't have protein, but they do it anyway.
You know Watts is obfuscated. You're trying to look for the subtle footsteps he should be making. Is he behind me? Is he beside me? Is he carrying me? How? Where?
Am I on his shoulders? What?
Is he on my shoulders?
Boyo.
He's probably crawling on the ceiling like Spider-Man.
Can you hear the fuck off claws in the ceiling?
Eventually you wind up catching like a subtle creaking of the door, in order for you to go, oh, he's over there, because that wasn't the wind. And he holds your hand to make sure you can actually follow him now, because you don't have auspex. And he helps guide you down round through the house into this large sort of ballroom area, and then off past the dumbwaiter, and then down a flight of stairs that leads down into a basement larder kitchen area, because have to keep the help out of sight. And he looks around here while people are just cleaning stuff up while the family's out for a drink. All right. Now, if there is an underground safe, it's gonna be somewhere around here. So, we're gonna need to search this place. And if we can't find it here, it might be one of the safes we know are upstairs.
Oh wait, I'm not.
So, be very careful while you're wandering around here. And let's see if we can get this done without having to add too many more corpses, because I don't have an easy corpse disposal place in this area.
Were garbage disposals invented yet?
No, I don't think so.
I mean, if they had some hogs that they kept outside, then yes, but
Or a suitably large furnace.
yeah.
We're gonna go with the try not to pile up more corpses route.
Try.
Try.
Because remember, in this house, they might turn into Batman afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
So, because you're trying to do this carefully, I'm going to need you to make me a resolve investigation check. I'm afraid to roll Watts's dice to see what are going to come up again.
Do it.
I'm gonna use a
Do
player
it.
+1 if that's all right.
Yes.
Do it. Do it.
His
Do it.
resolve plus his investigation.
That's
I will continue to drop dice.
And I will use another storyteller +1 because why not? Watts is slowly becoming my favorite Nosferatu.
Chat, you can buy these for us with channel points instead of cash, and that's an interesting face. I wonder what it means.
4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. But we're doing this for you. So Watts finds something of interest, but you're the one who actually finds the door because this is supposed to be your story, and you know, I was rolling that mostly for shits and giggles.
Fair.
So yes, you step around and you find a side door that was actually inside the larder behind one of the shelving units, and
Secret
it leads
passage.
and it
Secret
leads
tunnel.
further, and it leads further down, and you're like, oh, I remember what happened the last time I was in a European mansion with stairs leading into the basement. No creepy letter, no creepy letter, no creepy letter.
Creepy letter, no creepy letter.
I mean, she said she couldn't get in here.
No satchel
so
charge, no satchel charge.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you picked up the bomb satchel. I forgot about that. And when you...
One of my friends told me off for not recognizing that's what it was after the fact, and I was like, I'm sorry, I don't have the same background of knowledge as you.
So you head down a short flight of stairs, and you find yourself in front of a metal door that looks like it requires 2 keys to open. No handle or knob, but 2 keys.
Can you pick locks with your knife hands?
Can I?
I will say yes, but it's going to increase the difficulty to do so. Because they're not designed for that, and you specifically had them hook.
That is true.
So I'll say that you can, but it will increase the difficulty a little bit.
Knowing what little I do about lockpicking, this seems reasonable and possible.
Okay. In that case, I will say make me a resolve larceny check.
You're not
Bear in mind, if you want to try and go, can I make this intelligence because of my understanding of locks or something like that? That is a thing you can do if you can give me a legitimate reason why you would be using a different statistic. Granted, this is the last session, but I feel like reminding you that this is a thing that can be done is a thing that can be done.
Yeah, I don't see any reason for it to be anything other than what it is here.
Okay, then make me a resolve
And
larceny.
besides, intelligence and resolve are the same stat for me.
I guess the unofficial Nosferatu clan motto: be moss, do crime.
That's 2 successes.
+1.
Tell you what, the storyteller will throw you an additional die.
Okay.
Roll that into the first block check.
Okay, that's 3 successes.
It's really close. It feels like the tip of your nails just like constantly slipping off of the last thing you need to catch.
Make a mental note that if I survive this, get Eleanor to redo at least one of my fingers for to have a straight claw on it so that I can lockpick.
I mean, you can try to snap off the hooked end of one of them now. All right.
My work. Somewhere Eleanor just goes,
Jail for
I have no idea why.
Jail for Quincy. Jail for 1,000
In the taxi
years.
on the way there. I have no idea. You don't even know that we've gone in without you.
You want to try the second lock?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, roll for it.
I will use a player +1. There's also 3 successes.
Again, you're like, got the first tumbler, got the second. Shit! I keep just slipping on that last one. The hook's just not. The hook's too short.
God, we've been granted a willpower. Use the willpower.
Does that let me re-roll one?
Willpower will allow you to roll 3 non-hunger dice, or up to 3.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you, Fennec Wolfchild, whoever you are.
Who's that? That sounds weird.
So familiar.
Use that and re-roll 2 of my dice that I did not, get a success.
And Fadier bought a GM +1. Thank you, Fadier. Oh, 3 GM +1s.
I'll get up to 4 successes.
4 successes is just enough. You finally get that one lock. Okay. I think I've got it now. I think I've got it. I think I can get this other lock now. Try to get the first lock again.
All right. Gonna use a player +1 on this one as well.
Doors, man.
Fucking doors.
Fucking doors.
Gotta stop throwing dice on the floor.
Yeah, well, that is how you Chaos Goblin.
You chip off the tip of one of the nails, but you do finally manage to catch that second lock. Okay, good. Oh, you have to pull this door open while having both keys hooked into the locks, don't you? All right. Okay. Nails,
Good thing
don't
that we
bend this
did both hands.
way. Nails, don't bend this way. Nails, don't bend this way. But you managed to get the door open. And when you step inside, it looks like a small safety deposit box chamber in a bank. There's just 3 walls here, and they're just lined up with small boxes like safety deposit boxes. Some of them are like twice the height of one of the little sleeves, but otherwise they're all just pretty much these uniform boxes.
I guess I gotta start looking around some, and particularly looking for traps such as satchel charges.
Okay.
Ye
and
old
this-
hand grenade.
Make
All the
me
blunderbuss.
make me a wits investigation check to check for traps or explosives.
Standard dungeoneering procedure.
Well, I've already nearly been blown up once, so I'm specifically looking to not do that again. That is 5 successes.
And shot near the heart. The enemy to blame.
Was
He
that
did
the
not
lyric?
give Loves a bad name.
With 5 successes, none of them seem especially trapped. Some of them look like they may have been warded, or someone drew on them to look like they were warded, but you think if there was any sort of magic here, it's not reacting to your presence, so it either died out or it wasn't meant to keep vampires out. Or someone was just feeling artsy.
Artsy. Sure, I'm sure.
You will notice that there's only 3 of them that were marked in any way unusual, other than just having a little metal plaque on them, or a little metal space in them for a piece of paper to be inserted that have dates on them. But only 3 of them also had the additional calligraphy on them, in addition to the slips with dates.
Well, I guess I'm gonna very carefully look at those boxes that are labeled then.
Okay.
Which one
Try
is
to pull the
labeled
first one out.
Magic Ruby?
Okay. You reach for the first one and you slide it out. It otherwise looks like a regular safety deposit box that you would slide in or out of a safe. You set it down on a little table next to you. You can open it up and have a look, or you can pull out all 3 and open all 3 of them up.
I'll pull out all 3. I feel like I'm in kind of a rush, so I just want to like do it in steps.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. None of them appear to be locked safety deposit boxes. They figured apparently there was enough security getting in here with the 2-key lock and then the hidden door.
Yeah. Gonna do one more look over them to make sure these things aren't gonna like explode on me. I'm so absolutely paranoid about that.
Go for it. Be paranoid. Be paranoid. Save your life.
Not paranoia if you're correct.
Okay, that's 4 successes. for my paranoia.
Yep, the first one doesn't appear trapped.
Cool. The other two then.
Got long fuck off
3
claws.
successes.
Doesn't appear trapped.
Okay. 4. Every time I get a 10, it throws me off.
Oh yeah, this one also doesn't seem trapped.
Oh. Okay. Well, I guess I'm gonna pop them open.
Okay. Inside one, you find a knife, but the blade looks like it's made out of carved quartz or some other mineral, and it is bound to a bone handle with a rough leather binding.
Not what I think I'm looking for, but snatch.
More magic knives for Vern!
Yeah, I need all of the cool knives.
You take the knife, you stow it away.
Yeah.
Open the box.
What's behind door number 2?
Yeah.
All right. You open the second box, and inside this box is a desiccated heart. This desiccated heart has a long metal nail running through it.
Somewhere there is a...
That seems like I shouldn't disturb it.
Depends on
I'm
who's
gonna-
in torpor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
that's
don't.
That time
I don't know.
That time the
I don't think I
Sedites-
have the expertise to know. So I'm gonna close that box back up and I'm gonna take that with me when I leave this room, but I'm not gonna touch it.
Our job was to steal one thing.
Well, they didn't say we couldn't freelance.
Hey, just be thankful that Vern hasn't decided to start looting all of them.
Yet.
Yet.
We're still in a taxi. We have no idea this is going on.
Yeah, Riza was
So
in there for
Vern-
almost an hour. Like, it's gonna take a while.
Yeah.
Riza's probably still putting the gentleman through his paces while this is going on.
And Watch at this point is he's looking for the door, but with his exorbitantly high successes, he's also noticing plenty of other things that need liberation.
Yeah.
As a matter
He
of
came
fact,
here to rob them blind and help if he could. So I respect his decision to rob them blind.
so when you open up the third one, there is a inside is a an old hand carved wooden, what looks like a jewelry box.
Clear way to open that too?
Yeah, just it opens. It doesn't look like there's a lock.
Okay.
Right.
Well, I'm
Give it-
not so
give it the
paranoid
claws.
about this one exploding, because it's probably older than explosives.
Humanity has had explosives for quite a while.
Probably older than the kind of explosives I'm paranoid about getting blown up by.
So you pick up the wooden box and you open it up, and there is a velvet pillow inside, and sitting upon it is a gold chain attached to what looks like a metal cage that's spiraled around a little bit. All the bars are actually bent so that it spins a little, and contained inside is a perfectly round red gemstone, cut and
Shiny.
polished completely smooth.
I suppose that's what I was looking for.
Mhm.
Gonna close that box back up and stow it somewhere on my person.
Okay. So you're now going to take one full safety deposit box, but you're only
Yeah.
taking the wooden box and the knife out of the other two.
Yeah, and I'm gonna put the other two back.
Okay. So you're going to let them know that something was taken by having actually removed one of the safety deposit boxes.
Yeah, but I can't see any better way to take the heart without fucking something up. I would rather have them think, oh god, someone broke in here, than
Okay.
What's really funny is Chris is pretty sure she knows what's going on here Because Chris has played this game 800 years and Dracus has no idea.
I have no idea.
So we'll just let it be fun and surprising.
You could spray paint the Tremere symbol as you leave.
Vern, are you still down here?
Yeah.
Oh, there you are. Oh, did you find what you were looking for?
And some.
Okay, cool. I found some stuff too. Yeah.
Cool.
Apparently they're really paranoid about hiding money because they had some hidden in the kitchen. I didn't find anything down here, so I went upstairs a little bit, and they literally hide money everywhere in this place.
Nice.
Wonder if that's a Great War thing. Anyway, you know what to make of this? I'm gonna open the box that I'm carrying, because if he knows that it's safe to carry out of here without tipping them off that I'm taking something, then
I have to roll because I'm genuinely not certain if he would know.
He's not older than
Genuinely
Methuselah,
uncertain.
so probably not.
I mean, he's a Nosferatu, but at the same
and he's
time,
been in this city in turmoil, so it's possible he's picked up the relevant information.
I'll take a storyteller +1 on this one.
Oh wait, Methuselah? Okay, I might be wrong then.
I was just making a joke.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Well, what was the joke?
I'm like, he's not older than Methuselah, is he?
Watts? No. Vern would be a very different character if Watts was a Methuselah. Yeah. Watts has heard something about this.
The Snaky Boys.
Ooh. Yeah, I heard about stuff like this sometimes. Some hunters, they get extra thorough. They put you in torpor, then they take out your heart. And then they destroy the rest of the body, because apparently some hunters think we can still regenerate from the heart if they're not careful about its destruction, or are just paranoid about it. There are also those who think that they can use the hearts as tools in alchemical or arcane purposes. I never thought I'd actually see one, but that's morbid. And I feed dead bodies to rats.
You feed dead bodies to kind.
Well, yeah, but that's also a public service. They're hungry and they need meat. Look, we Nosferatu normally feed on the disenfranchised and the homeless. If we don't take care of the disenfranchised and the homeless, they die out and our food supply thins.
That's fair, that's
I
fair.
mean,
Anyway,
capitalism will always
worth
be
taking this, yes or no?
I mean, just a spit in their eye, we should probably take it.
Okay. Cool.
I paint the Tremere symbol.
Is there anyone specifically we should blame for this?
Oh, you want
I
to
have
take the
fuck
safety
off
of the
claws.
box itself. You want to actually take the box. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, you see, if we put any clan symbols
Oh,
up,
right.
it's just going to bring it down on everyone else, because they'll start investigating
true.
one others.
They don't have our politics.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
I
I'm
barely know our
debating-
politics.
I'm debating on whether or not we should send them after the wolves.
Ooh.
No, it's still a masquerade breach. It's still a masquerade breach.
Oh, no, it's a bad idea. It's a really tempting idea.
Some
but it's a bad
vampires can turn into wolves. This is a bad idea.
Don't hurt my little moons.
No, moons.
Oh, no. We should, if anything, I would say take the heart out, put the box back, and let's make it look like no one's been down here. For the masquerade.
Okay. No one's been down here.
Tell you what, put the heart in my bag if you're worried about carrying it outside of the box.
All right.
So
I'll put the
take
heart
the
in
heart
his
and
bag.
fix it in
Put the
shoulder
box
bag.
back.
They put the 3 safety deposit boxes back. All right. Let's get the fuck out of here. I've got some investment money for when we get back to Boston.
Oh, good.
Well, once I get it converted into, American dollars instead of these weirdo European bills.
No Spanish doubloons? Disappointing.
He didn't
Alas.
go that far, and you guys stopped opening the boxes.
He
I
only,
was
We are on
looking
a
for what I
timetable.
needed.
nobody maybe went as far as Egypt.
Again, you all stopped opening the boxes.
Yeah. Listen.
So
Well,
closes the door.
Now the
climbs
Nos
up,
can come back down there whenever they want. So
Yeah.
slide the shelving unit back in, peek around the larder. All right, come through the kitchen, and out you all flee. And you wind up coming back out to the meeting area just as a cab pulls up, and a couple of folk get out.
Sorry.
Yeah, Eleanor will offer her hand to Cherise as she gets out.
You two are still obfuscated until the cab pulls away because masquerade breach.
Yeah.
And then once the cab is out of sight,
I'm gonna pop up and, try to startle them a little bit just for fun.
okay, cool. In that case, make me a charisma. I mean, to be scary, do charisma intimidation.
I gave you fuck off knives, and this is how I get repaid.
The rest of you
Yeah,
make me
'cause it's funny.
The rest of you make me composure performance.
I'm good at that.
I have
4
no
successes on 3 dice.
I have no performance.
So just composure then.
Okay. Do I have to roll a hunger die with that?
Yes. Riza had her option to finish eating.
1 success.
Well, she was just more focused on the salami than the blood.
Loot first, baby.
Sausage.
2 successes.
Okay. And for my man Giles,
3 successes.
yeah, none of you beat Vern, so Vern just goes, surprise, motherfuckers!
Hi, welcome, I found it.
Alright, let's get off the street before they come looking for the screaming.
It is not my fault. I was not prepared for. I mean, I'm delighted that you are using the fuck off clause to scare people and everything, but it was not intended for me.
I'm sorry, I saw the opportunity and I had to take it.
Okay. Meanwhile, the alarm for our 10-minute break went off like 15 minutes ago.
Okay. Well, this seems like a decent place to take a break then.
Okay.
We sojourn into the bushes.
Down an alley into the bushes, yes. Okay, chat, so this is where we take a 10-minute break. So, spend your channel points, make some ramen, or some hot chocolate. The hot chocolate getter just came back in time for us to go on break, sorry.
Sorry, Meg, we love you.
But yes, 10 minutes. And then there will be more chaotic vampire shenanigans, because I think I know where Fennec wants to put that shiny thing.
You let me play a Tzimisce.
Well, technically, John let you play a Tzimisce. I'm just having fun with it.
I have no objections to the presence of Tzimisce in my kingdom.
Anyway.
As everyone else does.
Anyway. Okay, we'll see you in 10 chat. Bye!
Bye.
Hello, chat! I hope you can still hear us, because my computer is being weird today, and all resulting applications on it. So please tell us if you can't hear us. Yeah, I'm a genius today.
I think we're good.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Mod Ferratu.
Mod Ferratu.
Mod Ferratu! So this is Magic Fish Radio. We stream tabletop RPG games on Tuesdays and Saturday nights. Tonight is the series finale of Eldritch Adversaries. Next week, we start a 4-shot Aliens campaign with pre-gen characters and probably cats on board. Because, yes. But yes, let's just get right back to vampiring. Because Vern found a heart in a box. And I'm wondering how much my character knows about Setites. Anyway, John, over to you. Oh, also, spend channel points and buy us stuff to use in-game. And join the Discord. Join the Discord. I suck at all other social media. Join Discord.
Facts. I meant for me too.
Fadier says the rest of us aren't audible. Thought we were.
Okay, Fadier, you can't hear anyone else, Fadier?
No, I think that we're audible. I
Okay.
unmuted it on my computer.
Sun rises, everyone dies.
That's it.
The vampire equivalent of rocks fall, everyone dies.
You're not wrong.
Okay. Thank you, Aromia Fleiss.
Thank you, Meg.
Thank you. Thank you, Meg. Meg is easier to say.
Meg helps. We help run the family Discord together.
Oh, cool. Hiyo.
Yeah.
Thanks for gaming with us for the last episode. But if you want to watch the rest of these shenanigans, we have VODs on Twitch and YouTube. Now,
We've had fun.
let's have John tell us how we all die.
Well, that depends on what you're all going to do, because now that you've all gathered together, would Vern like to tell the rest of the coterie what Vern and Watch just did?
I mean, I'm just gonna pull this thing out of my pocket or whatever and just like hand it over to Charisse or Riza. It's Riza right now, isn't it?
What, the heart or the jewelry box?
The jewelry box.
Oh,
We'll deal with the heart later.
okay. Well, that answers that. Oh, actually, can we sneak off somewhere a little bit more private? I feel strange opening their own stolen goods right in front of the house.
That sounds like a you problem, but fair enough.
Would I know if there's like a topiary garden attached to the house?
No, but it's easy enough for you to get out of the light. This part of this city, they haven't finished putting in electric street lights yet, so they're candlelit lights. They're easy enough to put out if you just want to climb up and blow them out.
Make darkness. Vampire pass without a trace.
It's a little somber. I love this neighborhood. All right, now Shariza is going to open the box and take a closer look at the shiny thing to try and figure out what the fuck is going on.
Okay.
All right.
What are you looking for?
To start, she is going to look at like the casing and the chain and all that. Are there any like inscriptions or markings or sigils?
Okay. Make me an intelligence investigation check.
And a hunger dice.
Mm-hmm.
While Charisse is investigating, or Riza's investigating, I'm gonna go to Eleanor and be like, can we at some point modify these so that one of them is long and pointy so I can pick locks better?
I mean, can I modify already created fleshcraft?
Absolutely.
Do I need to roll for it, or?
We've got like 48 minutes, so you don't need to this time.
Okay.
In the future.
Okay.
Yeah, but not right now.
Instant
Which one
manicure.
do you want your thumb? You've aimed it. She
So,
just kind
yes,
of
with
wiggles.
3 successes, you notice that on the flat bars that wrap around the gemstone itself, there is a
This
very,
one long
very
and pointy.
fine inscription that looks like it shouldn't have been able to be made by human hands, but has the off-centerness to have obviously been carved by non-machine means. And there is something carved on every other band going all the way around.
Okay. Hold on one sec, because you told us at the beginning of game that since this was the last game, we would all get a dot to put anywhere reasonable on our character sheet.
Yes.
And I want to double check what level 4 aspects is. Spirit's Touch. We'll do that at an indoor location. But, alright, so something has been chiseled on every other band of the spirally thing?
Yes.
sigils. Or oh, thank you for the GM +1, Meg. Woohoo.
He doesn't need more to kill us.
But he also like gives them to us sometimes when
That is a
things
fair
are very
point.
ridiculous.
I also have just under 20 now at this point, so I've got less than an hour to use them.
No, you
Okay, that's
currently
fair.
have 24. Because Fadier
That many were bought as I spent them?
I have it written down that you used 2. Did you use more than that? And I didn't
I've used
hear-
at least 4.
Okay.
So you're at 20 either way.
But yeah, Fadier bought you like 3 more.
Oh, Fadior, I appreciate it.
But yeah, well, Charisse is doing their investigation. Eleanor just kind of like runs one silver claw over their index finger where the fuck off claws are, and it's just like kind of almost like sharpening a knife, but then she just goes like this, and then it tapers it off into a straight point, and the other piece just tink 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 onto the ground.
Where it will turn to ash in the sunlight. Actually, technically, it starts to turn into ash now that it's been cut off from you. And it just starts to just...
Really? Even for being such a baby?
Oh, that's right, you're still fairly young. Then you've only been dead a couple of years, so it wouldn't turn to ash yet, no. But it will definitely do that when the sun comes up.
It is still flesh from a vampire.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mommy, look what
All right.
Can I read any of the things written?
Make me an intelligence occult check.
That is a much better roll.
You're welcome.
Can I use my skill spec in sorcery?
Yes, take your bonus die.
Yoo-hoo! 9 dice. Shake it, shake it, shake. Shake, shake it, shake. Ah, I took the specialist build. Wow, this is a real shitty roll for me. That's 2 successes. I would like to spend a willpower.
Go for
and
it.
roll 3 more.
Reroll 3 non-hunger dice.
Yes, that rolled 9. There are plenty. Okay, now I'm up to 4 successes.
You think you recognize a couple of the runes in there, but it's printed so small, it's really hard to tell. If you had maybe a little bit better lighting and a little more time and maybe a magnifying glass, you think you might be able to get it out.
But I have heightened senses. Should I have rolled my auspics?
Yeah, does heightened senses give you sort of a magnifying effect, though?
Let me check.
You know what? Fuck
the ability
it.
the ability to see in pitch darkness, hear ultrasonic frequencies, and smell the fear of cowering prey.
Yeah. So you get better low light vision, but not necessarily the ability to enhance it. The DC was 5, so if you came just short. You do recognize some of the runes, though, and from what you're able to discern off of that, the runes in there are something about binding or containment.
Mm.
And they wanted to have the gem out of the cage.
Well, she said the casing was fine, but what she really wanted was the ruby. So let me...
Well, if we want to keep it safe as we go along, I do know a place we can put it.
Wait, hold on. Okay, so I guess I could try Spirit's Touch. I think we should be somewhere a bit more discreet in case something very strange happens.
Yeah.
Fair
there
enough.
an
I'm not sure I want to
alleyway?
keep standing here to begin with.
Yeah.
Alright,
The further we put ourselves, the further away from this place, the better.
alright, what? Where's a discreet hiding place?
This area is a little bougie for me, but I can get us someplace in like 30, 40 minutes. They'll be nice and safe.
Alright, let's do it.
Follow me.
Yep, follow the
I
knots.
see Nosferatu trenchcoat whirl.
Woohoo!
You know what? Say what you will, but I have found Nosferatu to be natural performers in my time with them.
Got more style than people are willing to admit.
The natural maskers.
Do, 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 do. We walk.
30 or
All right.
40 minutes later.
He eventually manages to get you to a factory that's currently in the midst of reconstruction, but nobody's here at this point.
Okay.
After hailing a kindred friendly coach to get you all where you need to go quickly, but brings you to the closest point from which you would be able to gather and work your magics. So yes, you gather together, and you wish to use Spirit's Touch.
Oh, and I'm gonna take 1 willpower from the pool to replenish mine.
Alright.
Yes, I'm gonna try
The-
Spirit's Touch.
Then roll me 1 rouse check, please.
Fail. So I am hungry again.
All right, then roll me Intelligence plus Auspex, please.
And in case of last time's fuckery, I'm going to use a player +1.
Okay.
Shake, shake, shake. Wait, I want to be able to see there. Shake, shake, shake. Okay. Ones you can't frighten me in this system like you used to. That is 5 successes.
Okay. With 5 successes, you are able to read that Vern has clearly handled this, besides yourself.
Okay, yeah.
And you get the residual auras of what is clearly a hunter that held this. So it appears, as far as you can tell, that no one has held this between Vern and a hunter 500 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But trying to reach further back than that is getting a little difficult for you.
Can I focus more on the hunter?
To what ends?
Was this item a prize? Was it a protective amulet? Was it something he was afraid of, so he locked it away?
Oh, okay. So you want to try using Spirit's Touch to go deep here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't run... I wasn't rolling 9 dice for boring. Yes, I know Vern touched it already. He gave it to me.
Okay. In that case, we're going to take advantage of your Malkavianness plus Spirit's Touch. I want you to make me a wits occult auspex check.
Jesus, do I have that many dice? Okay. You said wits occult?
Wits occult auspex. Because you're going to try tapping into the Malk network to see what information you can find about this hunter 500 years ago.
Okay. Do I roll a
Just
hunger
tracking
die?
down his aura, huh?
Do I roll a hunger die?
Yes.
Okay.
If you have 2 hunger at this point, 2 of your die need to be replaced by hunger die.
Oh, okay. Betrayers. And I was gonna ask something and now I forget. Okay. Oh, does my sorcery skill spec come into this?
Fuck it, yes.
Yay! Smoke him if you got him!
You know there's magic involved, so yes.
This is the biggest fistful of dice I think I've rolled in this game. Woohoo! Shake a shake!
Sure you don't want to take a player +1 as well, just to...
Yes, yes I do.
Use them now.
Shake, shake, shake!
This is the time. Go big or go home.
Is it good?
Dice, did you go big enough? Oh, for fuck's sake. So I got 6 successes. And on my hunger dice, I got a 3 and a 1.
Okay.
What happens?
So, you all watch as Riza is doing their Malkavian auspexy bullshit, and then you just watch as their eyes roll into the back of their head, the jaw goes slack, and the gem in the amulet starts to glow. Riza,
Alan.
Where do I go?
you are blown back into one of the cinema seats right next to Charisse.
Oh, god damn it. Damn it, now there's 3 of us up in here. No.
There is actually, because you can feel your shared beast prowling around the back of the theater, stirred by something that you've done.
Uh-oh.
And you watch as the pages of history are peeled backwards for you on the screen.
You really had to lick it with your brain, didn't you? Well, I don't want to give it to the Bali without knowing what it is.
They're just giving it to the Tzimisce to put in her body.
And you're... I'm gonna recommend that one out.
Okay.
So you're...
I'd like to put all kinds of things in her body.
Yeah.
From your perspectives, about like 2 or 3 seconds are about to pass, but for them it's going to be a little bit more involved, because for them it's moving at the speed of thought. So you two are now sitting in your chairs with your beast perched up in the back of the theater behind you, as everything is running backwards in time. Buildings are being deconstructed, older ones reconstructed, burns, explosions, fires, conflicts, blades moving across the landscapes. And eventually time starts to, it stops to slow the rewind, pauses for a moment, as you're watching a crystal dagger come driving down into the head of what might look like a Nosferatu with access to vicissitude. Like, in its most basic features, it looks like a Nosferatu, but it is a Nosferatu with horns and a second set of arms coming out from the shoulders. And each one was holding a weapon until this dagger is just jammed into its skull. And you just watch as it twitches once, twice, as familiar looking licks of white flame come from the wound.
White
until
flame?
the creature, yes, bursts into white flame, similar to what happened with the dagger that Vern pulled off of the fake hunter, which was an actual hunter's knife.
Oh, sunlight.
2 hunter's knives now?
You're now 2-fisting sunlight, son.
Yes.
He pulls the dagger free, and you see a man. Oh, it's so hard to tell how old this man is. He has scraggly, dirty gray hair that comes down to just past his shoulders. Facial hair equally just covered in filth. He's panting. There's blood spattered all over him, but you can't tell how much of it is and how much of it is someone else's. And he begins pushing through the dust of the entity he just finished off, and he picks up the amulet in question, and in an archaic form of German, to which you get subtitles underneath, by the way.
Thank you, Milk Network. Best
You're
provider.
never going to bring this monster back. I'll see your entire order wiped out first. You're not bringing back anything this old and evil again. And he slowly starts to hobble away. And he goes, and I'm taking the other part too. And you watch as he picks up this desiccated heart with a nail jammed through it. I'm going to put these where your kind will never get them again. And as he turns, he stops for just a moment.
I mean, he tried.
And he looks at the ashes and he goes, it didn't have to be this way. It could have been different. All the hopes for bringing it all together are gone now because of you. The council is gone because of you. Mankind will never be able to stand with the darkness because of you. And it breaks my heart. And he just starts to hobble off away. And you watch as time begins to fast forward a little bit to him constructing boxes to which they're contained, covered in seals and sigils, which fast forwards again, you see him reinventing it, revisiting it. The place in which they're contained changes again and again. And after a while, you start to realize something. You're watching this man continue through life decades at a time, century at a time. Until finally you're watching him seal away what looks like 3 safety deposit boxes with sigils put on them, and closing this metal door with 2 locks. His beard now neatly trimmed, his hair much shorter, slicked back. He wears an elegant, if somewhat out of style suit, and he walks up this long set of stairs before moving a bit of shelving in place. And he continues to step out through a quiet kitchen, out into a backyard, and into a street that looks a little familiar to you, as you had just been standing on it about 30-40 minutes earlier. Yes, I know where I have to be. And he walks quietly along through the streets of Vienna before the sun has risen, before people have really begun to stir. It's finally time. The long journey's over. I only regret what needs to happen for me to finally find peace. Are you sure there's nothing that can be done? Does it have to be this way? He is greeted by silence. But you look upon his face and you realize that he's hearing something. He's having a conversation.
We know what that looks like.
Very well. And then, in a moment of fourth wall breaking for the movie, the camera just seems to turn to face you all. I don't know who you are, but I know you have watched me from at least one point into now. And I am about to meet my end after a long and arduous journey. My abominable existence must finally come to an end. Or so the angels tell me. I fear terribly what must be done. But if it must be for the greater good, then so be it. When they come for the blood, don't let them take it. Pull the amulet from the chain. pull the nail from the heart. And before the gem finishes returning into blood, make sure that it is jammed into the heart. That will put a stop to their plans. They will not be prepared for him to return. They will not be able to stop him.
Who's him? Sorry. Who's him? Noble Knight?
I don't know if this is a delusion that makes me think that you can hear me.
Oh, don't. I'm know full well what that's like. Just tell me what's in your heart, noble warrior.
God have mercy on me. I hope I understand the directions correctly. And then he turns and just keeps walking. As the sun starts to raise and the sunlight pours down, and he goes, and so ends the life of the only vampire hunter, as his body bursts into flames in the sunlight.
You became a fucking Malkavian.
Oh, a vampire hunter. Oh, it was a pun. Alright, death by pun. Really? You're doing that now? Look at you, poor man. Clearly he was one of us. Unless he just had ungodly amounts of aspects like every other kindred that isn't a Malkavian. Alright, fine.
By the way, when I see Shariza just like shudder for a bit, if she's looking like she's about to like stumble.
Oh, I was sitting on the floor already.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
yeah. You sit down before you're gonna spirits touch an ancient artifact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Standard procedure.
And that's when the screen goes black for a moment, before a pair of eyes open in the darkness. My children, my sweet, sweet children.
That's not Mortimer. No, I think he's a bit older than that.
Yes. Yes, I am.
Hi, Malkav.
Hello, Rita. Hello, Charisse.
It's an honor to make your acquaintance, great something or other granddad.
Oh, no.
Shh. No telling that I'm still awake inside the network now. That's a surprise for later.
I mean, is it really a surprise to us, though? Do you really think that's gonna be a surprise?
To some Malkavians, to know that I'm intact in the network? Yes.
Well, I mean, that's what Mortimer did. I think, sort of.
Mortimer's different. He's not quite connected the way I am.
Well, I mean, you are the network.
Yes and no. It's complicated. You'll understand one day when you're part of the network. Properly. Truly. But you've got time yet for that one.
Oh, fun. I do appreciate my call being crashed by at least someone who is a Malkavian. Let alone the Malkavian. So, hi.
And you have also witnessed the final times of one of the key individuals. One of the ones that needed to be cultivated by those of us playing the long game.
Mm-hmm.
It pained me to lose him, but unfortunately, any longer and his part would have become corrupted.
So he was a Malkavian hunter who hunted the Bali?
He was a hunter who became a Malkavian and continued to hunt.
Interesting.
He continued to hear the voices of the angels and me. But the angels didn't get in the way because I was whispering for the greater good as well.
Well, I'm a little fuzzy on the whole greater good scenario, but anything that takes down the Bali, I am on board for, sir.
This will It will.
So
It will bring about.
who's him? Who is him? Or
The
do you
blood you have, that ruby, is crystallized Methuselah Vitae.
Okay. So, I repeat the question, who's him?
The original dragon.
Sorry.
And
Dracula.
No,
No.
my contemporary.
Oh, the Tzimisce.
The real one, yes.
Ooh.
Not the pretender who's been dragging them all around with the taint of that other thing.
Ooh. This is a kaiju battle I want to see. Okay.
No, you don't.
What's a kaiju?
A giant monster, darling.
All right. I heard it in the network. Don't worry about it. Hasn't happened yet,
Well-
but you'll love it. It's great movies. Anyway, so what do I do next?
When the time comes, when they ask you to remove it from the cage, because the cage will be anathema to them, because it was meant to keep that vitae out of the hands of the pretender. Make sure that that gem enters into the heart with the knife pulled out. My brother will take care of the rest.
All right. Where's the knife in the heart? Because oh no, those were in the same. So we just have to go back down into the same vault and get them too.
No, Vern took it.
Oh bless. What? Why are you surprised by this? Let him live his best life. Unlife.
Look, I knew Vern was going to do it. That's why I also whispered for the crystal knife to be left there. It's going to serve a purpose. I mean, the knife is going to serve a purpose in about 80 or so years when it's going to be integral to the fate of the world, but it'll be there and necessary, well, 80 years and then another 40 years after that. But it's a thing. It's a whole thing.
Yes, long game. I'm still relatively young for long games, but yes.
Oh,
Better yours than Koenig's Mach is bullshit.
Yes, that one is,
Do we get to watch her die? Please?
once you jam the vitae into the heart, throw the heart at her and run. If you wish to watch, I recommend doing it from a distance. At least from across the street. When the screaming starts, run further.
Charisse is already just like, oh my god, it ain't started yet. Calm down.
And when you run into the prince in exile, the deal she had to make was necessary, much as it pains me to put those pretenders in power.
Alright, so the Tremere are gonna rule the city, but, you know,
For a time.
anything's better than the Bali getting their way. And
Don't worry. Things will turn around. They'll get bad, but they'll always get better. That's what some of us are still trying to achieve.
Well, thank you for your service.
We'd get it done a lot faster if Anoya would stop hanging out with her Einherjar, but, you know, everyone's entitled to their own opinion and their own cast for Unlife.
Well, thank you, sir. This has been the highlight of my evening.
Was it though?
Oh, well,
And one of the eyes just child, I witness everything that goes on in the network and everything that involves the Malkavians and everything remotely adjacent to the Malkavians. I know literally every time it happened.
what happened?
Every time you happened. Wink.
I know what I'm good for. All right. Is there any other wisdom you need to impart on us? Oh, broken mirror of reality? Or should we just go back to our friends?
Literally, this is as much as I can give without breaking the grand plan and potentially tumbling everything down into the darkest timeline. which I'm trying desperately to avoid,
Okay.
regardless of compulsions.
Well, just let me know if you need any further help from me, us.
Oh, don't worry. I will. And,
Oh,
don't worry about Mortimer. Steps are being taken.
Yeah, one more quick. Does she actually have Mortimer, or was that all just Bali bullshit?
No, she does.
Okay.
She does. They were lovers once upon a time.
Ew. Well, his taste improved.
Well, yeah. She was actually a lot like you once upon a time. I should specify, a lot like both of you once upon a time.
Ooh.
Except there were 3 others at the time.
Well, her loss.
Yes. Yes.
This is much more fun. Fun? How is any of this fun? It's just...
To be fair, child, you're about to witness the rebirth of an antediluvian that wishes to disembowel the pretender who made a deal with a greater demon, which will take time for him to finish rejuvenating his power and do, but we're going to get into a period of time where there'll be a lot of spare blood for him to work on that.
Okay.
It's a long story you'll see in about 20 years. Little less. Stay in Boston and you'll be fine.
Rip.
Actually, I take that back. For optimized efficiency, you can stay in Boston. It doesn't drastically affect the plans. If you stick around with Hubert, things will get dark, but he'll always take care of you. And that edges things slightly more in our favor further down the line.
Oh, all right. Okay. Well, I can't. I cannot argue with the wisdom of the Malkavian.
Yeah.
All right.
One important.
Oh, yeah.
Again, once you trigger it, throw and run.
Is she gonna hold up her deal to give me Mortimer first?
Again, steps are being taken.
All right. I'll trust you.
Yes.
If
Mortimer was still being tortured and she was going to starve him so that when the stake did come out, he was just going to lunge out in a frenzy. I have people taking care of that.
Mean.
Whispers through the network. But, you should go back. It's only been about a second or two, but they're starting to get a little panicked.
Oh, all right, all right. Thank you, my lord.
You're welcome. And again, quiet about me. So then his eyes close, and then just a door opens in the darkness to take you out of the theater and back to the driver's seat. So who wants to take the driver's seat?
Riza shoves Charisse forward.
Which is actually perfect for what I had Eleanor planning to do. Carry on.
Oh, all right. She's still got the
Are you
shiny.
okay?
Yes, Vern.
As you walk through the door into the driver's seat, you do hear one last message from Malkav. Eleanor's plan doesn't radically affect what I have in mind, so your choice.
So what was the last bit? Sorry, it cut out.
Eleanor's plan doesn't radically affect mine one way or the other, so dealer's choice.
All right.
And eyes roll back.
Oh, I was gonna say Eleanor has, because she wasn't sure if Charisse was having a seizure, so she's got her like laid down, head on lap, like holding it to keep her from thrashing, just in case. Oh, good, you're back. Sorry, I didn't know if it was a seizure.
Oh, not exactly.
Kindred don't really have those most of the time.
Well, if anyone
Thanks
does...
for caring, though.
If
You
anyone does,
licked
it's a
the thing with your
Malkavian.
brain again.
Well,
No.
not me exactly, but yes. Also, yes and no. Anyway,
Learn anything?
yes. The hunter was turned into a Malkavian,
Okay.
and
Really? Well, that explains why I lived so long.
yes, he lived for centuries.
Huh.
Many centuries. Vern, I believe you're in possession of not just this, but also a crystal dagger that does glowy light things.
This one
Yep.
does glowy light things.
Yes, also like the other one.
It is.
Pulls out the other one.
So yes, you pull out the other knife, and they're both glowing with a similar enchantment.
Also, do you have a heart? A desiccated heart with a nail in it?
Turn to Watts.
Okay, that's getting really creepy now. Are you sure we were alone in there?
I'm a Malkavian, Watts.
I assume the Malkavians are watching if the Nos aren't.
And he pulls out the.
And if they're not
heart,
watching,
like,
it's the Tremere.
yeah, here.
Helps
Cherie
Cherie sit up.
heavier than it did before.
So fun fact, and she kind of has the heart in one hand. So what?
Wait. Can something actually regenerate from that?
Yes.
So once you're holding both of them, heart in one hand and the gem in the other, the gem starts to glow faintly.
Oh no! Dude,
Pulsing,
take this back.
pulsing like a heartbeat. And after a little while, the heart faintly goes.
All right, someone else take this for a moment. It's even creeping me out.
Takes the heart.
Okay.
Oh, so fun fact, that is the heart of the original dragon.
The Tzimisce.
Yes, before something about a deal with a dark power or demon tainting something. I don't know the story.
Okay.
Stares at it.
But the fun thing is, if we take the nail out of the heart, what was the instructions? Why did you make me do this? Alright, so new plan. We are absolutely going to give her the magic thing, but not before taking it out of the case, putting it in that, throwing that at her, and then running away because the thing that will come out of that will destroy her so horribly, and apparently someone thinks in a very entertaining way.
So we're going to bomb her back with an ancient kindred that will tear her apart?
Yes.
Okay.
That is so amazing.
I don't mean to alarm anybody. Oh, why am I using this accent? Hang on. I don't mean to alarm anyone, but this is rather obvious. She kind of like holds the heart and kind of like, I don't think
we could put it back in a bag or in someone's pocket. Like, we're not going
You
to.
didn't know we had it until Charisse heard.
I have an idea.
Boy.
So, we Tzimisce are natural hiders in a way.
Is this the whole?
Give me about an hour. This can be hidden at least.
Okay.
And then y'all look, I didn't expect to come out of this alive, really. So, and I rather like y'all.
No, but if we just we prime the flesh and throw it at her and we run away and we will live. From across the street. It was the implication.
Okay.
I'd also
What
like to
exact-
fuck up some of those assholes from my clan.
I think we will still get a chance for that. Also, there's 7 minutes till 11.
Yeah.
All right, she'll go with the
So-
group. She's just offering.
Look, if you want to put the heart in, you unlock some bonus content dialogue. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Oh yeah.
Do it.
Do I pay for DLC now or later?
This is free DLC.
All right, she looks at everybody. Look, I just think, given their abilities, they would be able to sense if one of us got this on us, especially if it's supposed to be a. I mean, okay, granted, I've been undead for about 60 years now, but so I don't know if I believe. I've learned more about the city and its beef jerky than I have in a month or in a year that I've been here. There's just, anyway, if y'all are okay with me,
Will you be able to goodness, pull it back out quickly?
DM or storyteller,
Maybe?
it's a possibility.
All right. Well,
Nothing else, you could always swallow the amulet and see how that turns out.
Why not both?
all right. If
What
you-
she's suggesting is having the heart without the nail planted in her, and then when they get there, they throw it at her once they get Mortimer, and everybody books it, and she stays there swallowing the amulet.
Do it.
Oh, all
Go
right.
for it.
If this is
That's the
what you
plan.
want
That's what she's trying to get across to everybody.
all right.
Because I wasn't expecting this character to ever come back, so.
all right.
That-
all
that's
right,
fine.
If this is
Let's make it metal.
all right. If this is what you want to do, then yes. Okay. I will go along with this.
They've hurt so many of the people I've come to care about in this city.
Yes.
They deserve some payback.
And they've done horrible things to your own clan mates as well.
No, clanmates did that to themselves.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't know
she's
that.
not counting the ones that she's counting her friends among the Tremere, the Nos that she
Yeah.
came to know and everything. So
All right, so you undo your blouse, you take your time, you start to
she
cut
goes
open,
off to privacy so people don't have to watch.
Yeah.
But she'll,
and you pull the nail out before you network it in.
yeah, she's gonna pull the nail out and then she's gonna, flush craft like a hole in her ribs and then like push her own heart to the side and then take a couple of the valves and then attach them to Tzimisce's heart and then close it all up.
When you slide it in, your body starts to auto contort, almost like it was expecting or anticipating this, and then you feel your valves start to. It's strange. You feel them start to split and form separate valves connecting the two hearts. You feel your entire circulatory system shift as you then start to feel your vitae flowing into the other heart.
Oh, okay, that's weird.
Eleanor, are you all right? Eleanor?
Child, sweet child.
Hi.
You are bold and brave and one worthy of this clan.
Thank
With
you.
your permission, I will go forward with your face and bring the true Tzimisce to the front, and we will fix what the tainted have broken.
So she's kind of still hunched over at this point, but she takes her free hand without the claws and just rakes it up her right hand and transfigures her silver claws into her hand so it's like fully out. So she's given herself and she's like, yes.
Melk had a word for when women do something like that. Demetrisk? Something like that. I don't know. I never quite understood half the things he talked about. But
Yeah.
I knew that he was one of the ones I could count on. And you just feel everything start to like seal up nice and smooth.
We like this.
So,
You will find peace once I finish the transformation, child. And I thank you. Your sacrifice will not be in vain, and we will make the pretenders and their allies suffer so very much.
Clink, 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 clink.
And then she returns, walking a little bit taller, a little bit straighter, and certainly exuding a lot more. You'd almost call it, it's almost like she's walking with presence kicked on, but if she had that, she'd probably be using it by now.
well, I just suddenly had spirit's touch. I mean, I don't question these things. Also, I realized Eleanor just got turned into a Time Lord, and she's about to regenerate into Tzimisce.
Yeah, I think
Got two
her hair,
arms.
which was no, I love it. Like her hair, I think too, like it's gone from this like dark brown to like with streaks of white, just like coated all the way back, like Hela from Thor Ragnarok. She just cracks her neck. Shall we?
All right, let's go bomb the barley.
I'm down
Payback
for this
time.
shit. I'm down.
Actually, do you also want to carry the gem? Basically, so this is crystallized Methuselah blood. You break it open, you swallow it, and yes, things will get epic. I still don't know what a kaiju is, but someone assures me it's fun. It doesn't sound fun, but I don't know. All right, let's be off.
All right. So you all climb inside. Watts had the coach come back round. You're all brought into an area where, you know, there would normally a lot of Toreador-owned cafes run by their ghouls during the day hours and, like, into the early evening. There is one with its lights still on at this point, and sitting inside is that same bitch.
In the flesh this time. Good.
She is in there, and she's sitting there, and she's flanked by a bunch of goons.
Well, Eleanor, I think you'll get your wish.
Smirks at everybody, and then does like little spirit fingers with her fuck off claws with Vern and Watts.
The Tzimisce handshake. Tzimisce handshake.
It's now canon. Tzimisce handshake. She'll look at them. You do not have to stay.
She points at the gem, or she hands it to you. We'll be over here watching.
Damn right we will.
You don't need to get your sire back.
I mean, oh, I do. I'll walk in with you since I'm apparently the face of all this nonsense. But
She did single you out.
yes, I mean.
Well, if you go with,
I mean, they're all ex
you go in,
Tzimisce. She's an ex Malkavian. All these people are awful.
Just
I'm going in.
and it's weird.
Alright.
It's like a dual chuckle. You hear Eleanor's chuckle and then the much darker chuckle
Oh, you absolutely.
when Cherise says they're all awful.
Huh.
Oh, you
alright.
absolutely do.
I absolutely noticed that. All right. Let's go then, Mr. Giles, Ms. Tennis. Let's go.
All right. The three of you get out and are walking along while Vern,
Sure.
Watts, and the unnamed NOS coach driver are all sitting by. There is
I'm staying back here.
there is a quirked eyebrow as you come forward with an unusual party member.
Before they go in, Eleanor's gonna lean over and kiss Sirius on the cheek. Courage, dear.
Oh, okay.
You're lying among mice.
I don't feel like it, but I'll take your word for it.
So you step inside. Dear sweet Cherise, have you brought me what I asked for?
Yes, we gave it to our stronger party member for safekeeping. We
You're
we needed some local help. Obviously.
yes. One of the Tzimisce not strong enough to stand up and smart enough not to start trying to stab me in the back. I appreciate that. Now then, if you would so kindly.
First I'd like to see my husband. In whatever pieces he is currently
It's a
in.
married woman.
Well, this one
What
is.
was that?
Yep. She's.
No, I didn't hear what Eleanor said.
She screeched, she's a married woman? And it's like, well, yeah. Well, this one is.
Yes, fine. You go and get him out of the carriage. He'll be along shortly. And he disappears, and he's gone a minute or two before he comes back rushing in. Madam! The carriage was broken into, he's gone! What?
I whisper over. It's like,
Well, Eleanor,
think
I guess you should
for-
give it to her.
Cracks her neck. Mr. Giles, get her out! And jams the thing in her mouth.
No,
What did you do?
make sure you break it open first, dear.
At this point, she doesn't.
Oh,
it's
she just
gonna go
Chomp,
just,
chomp.
Yeah,
She's gonna
And
crack
and just
it.
with the loudest crack.
And
Yeah,
a nice
so-
I
gangrel
assume Eleanor
whisks
has
me
some
away.
very nice
Yeah.
pointy teeth.
So
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Giles
they have grown
grab-
to like dire wolf size.
bolts
I
out
grab Sweet
as
and get out.
Sharice and Risa can now see over his shoulder.
Yeah, she's like,
The bl-
no, I
Yep.
want to see. I want to see. This
Yeah.
All the veins and arteries on the body just suddenly bulge. Pass into the dark and be reborn, child. But bear witness before you go to judgment. This is how the Tzimisce do business.
Yep.
And this is when Königsmacher face goes from rage to
Oh, fuck.
oh fuck me.
This is so
With
strangely
pleasure.
satisfying.
As the wind begins to pick up through the streets and the ground begins to shake
Koldunic sorcery.
because
Koldunic sorcery?
Koldunic sorcery
Old school.
being used in a place that's not its point of power, so not as strong as it could be.
But, you know, antediluvian strong.
But the bolt of lightning that strikes the building and causes it to burst into flame
Oh,
certainly works
fuck.
well. And you watch as, seemingly immune to the flame, Eleanor continues to stride up. As the Bali are screaming green flames of their bane infection coming from their flesh, grabs them, tears the head off with the full 10 dots of potence that is only available to antediluvians.
Can like dragon wings just start bursting out of her back? Like
Not
these
yet.
vengeful
The
angel.
original Tzimisce didn't use vicissitude,
Dang it!
but
Yeah.
he's getting it from you.
Yes.
It's time to work on that. So meanwhile, he's using Koldunic sorcery. He's using potence, celerity, and did you know it was possible to use dominate so hard in conjunction with presence that you can actually cause someone's brain to explode like they're in scanners?
I
Oh,
think we're
God.
learning it right now.
Oh yes,
Reese is just like, yay.
like playing Shadow of War before you put the brand ability on. Just hand outstretched, tendrils of energy whipping through the flame, seizing up. You watch as three of them just pow, their brains exploding.
Oh,
That's a kaiju?
And you just watch as the still burning Königsmacher is lifted up into the air. And in a voice that echoes in your minds and through your bones as an antediluvian speaks, you bear the taint of the false ones. When I find the pretender, he'll join you from wherever you were spawned. And sinks one hand into the shoulder one hand into the neck, and defying all odds of biology, just rips down along the spine.
I feel like Vern is outside taking notes.
And then a roar, monstrous in nature, the sound of what you imagine a dragon sitting atop a mountain might once have actually sounded like, extinguishes the flames as the winds continue to kick up, and this figure lifts into the air, held aloft by a tornado, and goes, "There is the taint. Others move, but those would get away. You shall not get away." And off it rides on the winds as people begin coming to their windows in response to the explosion and the noise. At which point the driver
masquerade.
at which point Watts is going, "Holy, that is..." You know, I've never once given thought to actually being an antediluvian, but there's a part of me that kind of wants to now. What? Mein Freund. What? Feet. House. Oh, right. Yeah, we should probably fuck off. Yeah. Everyone, back in the carriage.
The masquerade has been broken. Run.
And
Charisse is kind of like the old school Toreador flaw almost, like just like, eh? But will not struggle if someone picks her up and runs away.
Oh no! Yeah. Oh no! I'm basically fireman's carrying her out of the area.
Yep.
It's like she's just like she could just like continue watching this.
Blink, 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 blink.
Yeah.
And-
No.
Because Andrew is like, I don't need to see that. I don't need to see that. I don't want.
I can hear it. I don't need to see it.
I don't want to know what it is.
I'm a kindred. I'm afraid of fire.
It's friendly to you guys. You're allies. Or
So-
we're friendly.
This is where we're going to start to move slowly into an epilogue stage to wrap this up before 11:30, and so that there's a somewhat satisfying answer to everyone's questions. The rest of you head into hiding, and it is upon the next
We
evening
brought
when
an
you are.
antediluvian to a Bali fight. What?
You
What is
are-
happening?
You are all eventually reached out to by the local Nos who were searching for you, and wind up bringing you back, where you are brought to join up again with the Prince in Exile, who made her deal with the Tremere in order to get them to help in expunging this threat. And that price was stepping aside and allowing the Tremere to take the city. Under the protection that under the agreement that the Nosferatu will be protected, that the Nosferatu will be allowed to continue to exist safely under Tremere dominion, to which the Tremere agreed because there were several Nosferatu who were very good at acquiring artifacts that the Tremere were interested in. So you were all free to leave, and what remains of the Hessians, because they took more than a few heavy losses themselves, also wind up pulling back, though to their own headquarters, or to their own various headquarters, rather. You were all placed in safe travel arrangements by Marlena, who heard about what happened and has now begun to realize that she may have grossly underestimated what the fuck was going on, though she still doesn't believe that a mage-like entity dancing on the winds just began murdering kindred and calling down lightning. But there's only so many people telling you, nah, bitch, that's what happened, before she has to go, is this a dementation, or did I actually miss something really important? You are all eventually brought back to Paris, where Hubert is more than happy to welcome you all back.
Wait, what happened to Mortimer?
Oh, I'm sorry. I will clarify that.
The entire reason I went to Venice. No,
I'm
Vienna.
sorry. I glazed over that. That was my fault. You do wind up meeting with Mortimer on the train. He's in his body. He is whole. He is mostly healthy.
Poke, poke.
And
You're real.
there is much hugging and face kissing of Charisse. And a proper introduction of himself to Vern and to Andrew. Before you all...
I'm very pleased to finally meet him.
Tall, gaunt, creepy guy.
Yeah.
Good.
Right. You are all brought back to Paris, where Hubert has made arrangements for you all to be tended to and looked after. He pulls the two of you into the three of you rather into his office later, and he makes arrangements with Andrew for him to be able to call in his boons at times of his convenience, unless he has one that he wishes to ask for already. But otherwise, he gives all of the relevant information on how to contact him, because he actually has to go to Hubert directly to request these boons. And Hubert also makes a point in saying that he can give you all safety here, or he can help you get back to Boston. That's entirely your call. And he will now give you the remaining 6 months for the blood bond to flow out of your systems. And should you wish to be rebonded, which is a taboo, but for some people it's a thing, that offer will come in 6 months. Should you choose to be in a place to contact him, again, if you fuck off to Boston. And again, the offer to stay with him is tempting. But again, he words it in such a way to go that my desire is that you tell me what you actually want, which circumvents the sycophantic effect of blood bonding to a point. So while there's a part of you that wants to go, yes, blood sugar daddy, there's a part of you that is able to go, but what do I want? So, Cherie/Riza, Vern, do you wish to stay in France and continue employ with Hubert? Or do you wish to go back to Boston? Or do you wish to go somewhere else and he will make arrangements to get you where you need to go?
I think I would like to go back to Boston for the duration of the blood bond, clean up, tie up loose ends there, and then come back to Paris with Mortimer. Unless Mortimer wants to do something else.
Oh. Watts is eager to go back to Boston.
Also, I want to see if Prince King is all right.
I want to stay here. I feel like the only loose ends I have in Boston can be tied up over the phone. I do also want to say, while I was in Vienna, I wanted to ask after what happened to Isabel's family so that I could send that answer back to her, since she didn't get to come look for it. I don't, as the player, need to know the whole story, but like...
The long and short of it is that the Tzimisce and the Tremere were running a conspiracy ages ago together to frame the Ventru in the city for crimes against the prince. So a blood hunt was called on fake information.
Okay. So I'll hear about that, let Isabel know.
So now the Tzimisce are all dead.
By letter or phone call or whatever.
And now the Tzimisce are all dead, and the Tremere are in charge of the city. So don't go back to Vienna.
Yeah,
right. Well, if you opt to stay in France, then Watts obviously decides to stay with you. He's lost enough time with his child. He wants to spend more time.
Does he become that cloying, overbearing dad?
Not
oh, good. I'm going to inconvenience him by making him do what I want.
not cloying, inconveniencing, but he does want to spend more time with his child. Eventually, his child will go do his own thing, and they're Nosferatu. They can find a home more or less anywhere. But he wants to spend more time with the one he brought into the world of darkness because he saw potential in Vern. So Watts stays with you during your tenure in France. Do you wish to stay in Paris and work with Garrison, or do you wish to stay with Hubert?
I like Paris, and I like the Nos scene here, so probably going to stay in Paris.
So you'll hang out with the Nos scene, and, you know, occasionally you'll do business with Garrison, because Hubert will go back to Alsace and continue his operations there.
Yes.
Andrew, I assume you go back to wandering the woods between the major cities of Europe?
For a bit, but I decide after a while to like cash in one of my boons
Mm-hmm.
to help me to help in traveling to Boston.
Okay.
You know, go see, go back to the States for a bit,
Yeah.
check some stuff out.
That's easy enough to arrange. When you get back to Boston, this is for Charisse, because she'll be getting back to Boston before you do. There was no overt assassination attempts against Prince King aside from a Sabbat attack, but that was just a general Sabbat attack. It didn't seem directed particularly at him. But by the time you've returned, there has formed a Fae-controlled place of adult entertainment, and shortly after its establishment and your return, there has been a spread of fairy blood addiction amongst the kindred of Boston, which was their fucking plan from the beginning. This leads to a weakness in Boston's hierarchy, because Prince King can't get all of this under control, because he has loyalists, but there's only so much he can do, which eventually leads to his overthrow in the early 2000s.
Oh, right.
And to which point Boston and Hartford, Connecticut become one domain under a single prince. Because fuck her, that's why. And they don't give me an explanation otherwise, or at least not until they finally release the Boston by Night book as a free bit of content if you pre-order or purchase the deluxe edition of Vampire the Masquerade Swan Song. 3 months afterwards, it'll finally be available for print through Renegade Game Studios. Hashtag not sponsored.
Hashtag
yes,
thanks, White Wolf.
Eventually it spreads slowly, but it becomes a major problem over the course of the century.
Yeah, but
which
we're not
eventually
staying
leads
there for
to-
the century.
Mortimer is happy to spend his time with you and to give Riza her time to go be Riza. The fact that you two are openly communicating, he finds a little unsettling. It was different when you didn't know Riza was sleeping with other men, but now he knows that you know Riza is sleeping with other men and women.
And that's more disturbing to him than him knowing Riza's sleeping with other men and women?
Yeah, but he always knew that.
Oh, okay.
He was married to you. Riza was his sister-in-law. But, you know,
No,
you don't necessarily...
Well, okay. Riza would
he
consider
married-
him her husband.
Yeah. But, you know, there's what he considers to be his spouse.
Okay. Aw.
I mean, he treats Riza with respect, but he married Charisse.
Aw.
And, you know, Riza's just part of the deal.
An unexpected part of the deal. In
So,
a weird
yes.
way, she could be considered his daughter, since she didn't exist, presumably, until Charisse was a vampire. And she actually happened because Charisse was so fucking unable to deal with being a vampire that she couldn't feed. So Riza showed up to get into the sensual feeding stuff and developed from there.
Yep. And Eleanor, you eventually faded into the darkness as the original Tzimisce took over and began his vengeful campaign. And you were brought before the gates of heaven, and you were judged for sins committed in life and put back into the regeneration cycle, having met briefly with your... Oh yes, mages believe in the reincarnation cycle, and it's part of vampire as well when you receive true death. You go, you are judged, and then you are put back into the cycle to hopefully become the fully evolved entity that the mages believe you can become.
I recall correctly, Prince King has been reincarnated several times.
Next
So-
character.
So when your character finishes atoning for their sins and gets reincarnated, who knows? You won't come back bearing any memories, but you'll come back with another chance to move forward. Whether you become kindred, are born a were creature, become a mage, or just a vanilla mortal. But your flesh continues moving, Tzimisce in control, and spends the next century or so tracking down and murdering as many bane-tainted kindred or worm-tainted kindred as it can find, effectively extinguishing the Bali properly, though unable to get around to all of the Tzimisce because there are other things that have to hold him back. There is the grand plan, and there are others that know when you need to spill all the blood and when you need to leave just enough of them around for a purpose.
So would she, at least before Tzimisce fully took over, be able to leave in place some sort of boons for the coterie, kind of as a thank you from both of them for being able to bring Tzimisce back and help fix the clan, and B, letting her do it, because they could have told her no and just fucked off.
Tzimisce will not fulfill any boons in particular for them.
Well, she would mean people that she would have a favor to her owed. Please? But she would say, pay it forward to these people. You now owe them a favor if they should ever come to you.
You didn't necessarily have the chance because once you swallowed the ball, it was just like a few minutes before Tzimisce took over. But let's say that somebody whispered in the right ears to make sure information was known. Whether or not they ever come collect those boons, we'll say that, Malkav takes care of his special children.
Fair. 2, can she convince Tzimisce to go kill her awful sire? Because he's already had his spine ripped out and turned into a necklace. Okay, then she just wears it, adorning her as she becomes the angel of vengeance.
Yep. But then Tzimisce eventually has to go do what
he does.
Yeah, eventually Tzimisce becomes comfortable identifying as she, out of respect for the vessel it currently fills.
The irony here is that now Tzimisce does have is infected with vicissitude.
Yes, Tzimisce does have vicissitude now, but does not have worm taint.
Okay.
Basically, the worm taint would have been attached to Eleanor's soul when she was embraced by the flesh-crafting kindred. Mm-hmm. When she passed on, that vacated, and, antediluvian blood's a lot stronger than 10th generation blood, so.
Yeah.
So he got the talent, but, not the taint.
All right.
It's my narrative, I'll do what I want.
I got to turn into an antediluvian. That's great.
And so, yes, in a somewhat rushed and expedited, lacking the epic final, firefight that may have been originally planned or foreseen, and the throwing of Molotov cocktails at Bali's.
I mean, it was pretty satisfying to effectively bomb them with the antediluvian regeneration.
After all the bombing and shit that they did to us and our allies, this seemed fitting, honestly.
The gunpowder Tzimisce, that feels satisfying.
the gunpowder blood shake.
Totally.
So yes,
Pop goes
thank
the
you all
dragon.
for watching. I hope that everyone watching at home, be it live or in the future, enjoyed themselves, as I hope all of my players this evening have enjoyed wandering through this somewhat expedited story, because we were a little bit on a time limit, which we've gone a little bit over. Yeah. But thank you all for joining us. I hope you all had fun. I hope you all enjoyed joining us for playing Alien the role-playing game next week, where y'all get to play a bunch of space truckers on your way through the stars.
Space incubators.
I mean, baby, it's possible you avoid that fate. It's unlikely, but it's possible. Really, it depends on the dice and your life choices. But yes, for one last time from the roaring 1920s, let's run our way back through our cast of characters one last time. Ms. Chrysla, if you would, as Charisse for the last time for the foreseeable future.
Hi, I'm Chris. I'm at Ms. Crystal on all the social media, and I've been playing Charisse / Riza Lowell for the last 20 episodes, though you didn't know half of me was there for the first 8, and that was fun. And I'm the Angry Kermit and channel producer of Magic Fish Radio. I'm not doing a whole lot else right now, but if any future projects on this or other channels will be on my Twitters, which is right there. Also, if you want me to actually see you on social media, join our Discord. Join our Discord! This Saturday, I will be back to GM Exit to Eden, a world of darkness in space, which is NWAD splats in the far-flung space opera cyberpunky future. And this week might have to play 400 NPCs, who are all supernats. Come watch me melt in front of a live streamed audience. And sadly, we didn't get to play Caribus, the Crystal City, last week because of schedule conflicts. But we're going to do that for an indie game night, which is every other week with Eden, sometime in June, because Merc just got the full Kickstarter package of the full game, and we want to play it. So, and now I will, yes, I've said all the things. Okay. I will now go look for someone to raid.
Dracus, if you would, for the last time, possibly.
Hi, I'm Dracus. I've been playing Vern, who ended up not being a villain, though I was absolutely convinced he would be.
Only because I had to railroad everything at the end, unless you wanted to.
Yeah. No, it's this is the interesting and natural conclusion for this character for now. No guarantees he won't make bad decisions down the line, but like he's on the path for like resolving his problems with Watts instead of just like tearing Watts apart, which is what I was expecting going into the game. So, you know.
I just made Watts too goddamn likable.
Question.
Yeah.
Well, he rolled so well, just like a certain hellhound. Does Vern still have Diablerie lines?
Yes.
Okay.
Vern still has Diablerie lines, but they're no longer Bane tainted.
Okay, so they're not neon green anymore.
No.
That's a shame. The neon green was pretty cool.
No, eat something else Bane tainted.
Yeah, okay. And what, get tracked down by our antediluvian friend? No thanks.
She might be willing to spare you if it looks like you ate them rather than were tainted by them properly. You're just in the midst of digesting them.
Mm.
Yeah, well. Yeah, so that was that. I exist on Instagram and Discord as actual Dracus, just like I am in chat here. And I've had fun playing this character.
All right. And Ms. Fennec?
Hey, I'm Fennec Foxfire. I just recently joined the channel, and I hope everybody wants me to stick around after that.
Yeah.
I want to say thank you all for letting me join and make the most Toreador Tzimisce ever, who became an antediluvian. Eleanor Tzimisce now, who is currently Tzimisce, no longer Eleanor. We'll see, if we jump back into Vampire. Who knows what the Malt Network might have for the next character. But you can find me on the socials as the Fennec Wolf on pretty much everything except for Instagram. I'm that Fennec Wolf because the Fennec Wolf was taken and I'm still salty about it.
Mm.
Yep.
Much salt.
And I'll bet that person does absolutely nothing with their account, right?
They don't!
That's why I'm Ms. Chrysla, too. Like, also probably why it's We Are Nerdsmith.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I also am on Nerdsmith. I'm
Yes.
one of the directors over there, so if you ever want to come hang out with us there, I'm going to be better about being in the Magic Fish Radio Discord as well, and chitter chattering and posting of memes and terrible puns.
we
'Cause
have-
puns.
We have the most excellent shitposting channel.
We do. I'm just in awe of it.
Yes, Merc is excellent at it. Yes, she curates the best shit posts.
Love
And
it.
Justin, if you would.
Yeah. Hi everyone, I'm Justin, and I portrayed Andrew Giles for the last couple of games, the stalwart bodyguard, making sure that our two visitors from Boston got back home, which they did. Uh, I've I am on the Magic Fits Radio Discord, though I tend to be lurking much as Malcolm11 as Malcolm. No, it was actually an honor to be able to play this,
Aww.
even though it was only for the last couple of games. Especially since it's been quite some time since I played along with Miss Chris.
Yep. It been a
Yeah.
while.
Yeah,
Been a while.
In fact,
Even
Yeah.
before the panini.
yeah, and the fact that I'm playing a character based off of something that we got to play together for
A few years back in the
A couple-
early aughts.
yeah,
The original Giles and the original Charisse.
yeah, and which shockingly this July will mark 20 years. Yeah.
No,
It's
they started it in 2003, I thought.
No, that was the Changeling game.
No, the Changeling game started in 2004. Because that was my last year of college.
Mm.
Yeah, so, fun fact about
Yeah.
New York City LARP history, all the LARPs used to happen in this place called the Winter Garden, which is literally right next to what used to be the World Trade Center. So after a certain day in 2001, all the LARPs, a few petered out after that, but with no free play space, all the LARPs eventually folded, except for one of the national games, which has its own, one of those national crons, which has its own issue. In 2003, I think, was the first Vampire LARP to start up again, run by our friends Sean and Neil.
Yeah.
New York City history is weird.
Yeah.
Even gaming has a history in New York. New York is weird.
Oh yeah.
But yes.
It was a while back. Which is funny because back then the original Giles and the original Reese, when the original Reza popped up, she dropped a nice little bombshell of, last time I saw Giles, he was a gambler.
Yeah, that did come up. I forget how all that worked, but
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
hashtag Malk life, because Giles was a Malkavian, or so we thought.
Yeah.
But I assume as a gangrel.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I'll put it to you this way. It's complicated.
All right.
It
So
involved a lot of fighting, a lot of breaking the whole Diablerize responsibly.
yeah, Malkavian shouldn't do Diableries.
Yeah.
It's a bad idea.
Oh,
Fine.
Yeah. Mhm.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So it is 11:38 when I thought I said we were done at 11.
Ooh.
But all right,
Yeah.
chat. We are going to raid Q times. Blackness and Dragons. So yeah, get ready to raid. And I know today sucked in terms of United States news. I hope we gave you a few hours of ridiculous vampiric escapism. So, until we see you next time, please take care of yourselves, please take care of each other, and please diablerize responsibly. Or you'll end up with extra people in your brain.
Yeah.
As we all know too well. Bye!
Yeah.
Bye, boys.